Oh, what a dick. Boom. That's me laughing at you fucking losers.
I laughed my ass off. We laughed our asses off. We were laughing our asses off.
Is this guy a freaking moron or what?
Is John the stupidest guy in the world?
W-A-T-P! W-A-T-P!
I don't lie. I don't like to lie.
Drive in, drive out, drive through.
Oh, I hope to see you at Dabblecon. Marahuasa. I'm gonna fall with the fall, my God. Yeah. I'm coming. That's right. When you see me at Dabblecon, you're gonna shit your fucking pants. Fact. Wait for it. I got to the gym at 12:30. You know what time I left? 1:45. Why? Because I'm getting ready for Dabblecon. That's why! Comedy at the Carlson in tropical Rochester, New York welcomes Dabblecon 2, August 16th and 17th. All of your favorite Dabbleverse streamers will be there, like Lady K, Shitwear, Barbara Levy, Silent Mike, Log Cabin Larry, Transphobic Rocco, Fat Fuck Potato, Stupid Orange, Fatty Patty, and of course, the racist Anthony Cumia. Don't be a fag. Get your tickets now at carlsoncomedy.com.
Point Dabble Point. A Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.
Welcome to Point Dabble Point, a weekly discussion where we get caught up on This Week in Stuttering John. Explain to Pat Cooper's son why we use the F slur, and forget to center our green screen. I'm Carl Hamburger from Who Are These Podcasts, and with me this week from Once Over with Kaylee and WATP, Lucy Tightbox is here.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. And also from the Uncle Rico Show and the Blunder Years and the Shuli Network, Shuli Agar is here.
Please, get me his father's mom.
Thank you, Carl. It's an honor to be here. Appreciate that.
Always love having you here, Shuli. And from @Husey Entertainment on YouTube, Husey with a Z, it's Husey. What's happening, buddy?
Carl, I need your help on something very important.
Yeah.
Do you ever get when you're having a meal and you want it to be warm, but you don't want the food to be too hot, but you need the food to have that sort of heat flavored kick? Is there any way you could help me out with that?
It's funny you asked that question, Husey. We didn't talk about this before the show, but I just happen to have the solution to that. And that is, of course, Rochester sauce. That's right. You've heard of buffalo sauce. Buffalo sauce is bullshit because now there's Rochester sauce, SilkCityHotSauce.com. Promo code WATP, 15% off your order. I've gotten actually a lot of positive feedback on this hot sauce. It's got
Of course you did.
A little sweetness to it as well.
It'd be great if Carl was like, we've had an overwhelming negative reaction to this.
I've been sending out refunds all day today. It's nuts. But
somebody get cancer, you know.
All right. So much has happened this week. I feel like we have reached a part where it might be the final act. Doesn't it feel that way? Like everything's been gearing up for this now, and now we're almost coming to a climax. We got this lawsuit that's happening. John tried to hire a free attorney. It backfired on him completely. He's all upset about that. But now he has to get a real attorney to battle Vince and Bessie and a $12.5 million lawsuit. He's back in Florida now. He can't get his medication. He doesn't have the right prescription to get his meds. He almost died. So much is happening. I want to start with something that probably, based on all the news this week, isn't even a headline. But John is going to be running for Congress. He's running for office again. I'm so excited about this because what's great is he won't go through with it. He needs so much help. He's just a helpless guy. So there's no way he'll go through with it. He wouldn't know how to. But if he did, could you imagine? I don't know the guy's name he's running against, but I have a feeling a lot of dabblers are going to be his best friend. You want some campaign ads against John Melendez? We got some footage you might want to show on television.
Yeah, some people were saying that the guy who's currently in that slot now was actually a candidate for Trump for VP and is like a very popular guy out there.
Well, he's a black Republican, which is
yeah.
like
well, there
unicorn,
you go.
a unicorn for that party. They're like, oh, you want to be one of us? Yes, you're in. Let's go. Sweet.
Yeah. So
Chance.
He's got his work cut out for him. But you know what, man? John doesn't give up. You know, John doesn't quit. He's a fighter. He's a winner. It's all he knows, Carl.
That's a very good point.
He's a toker. He's a smoker. He's a midnight joker. You know.
I want to point out we do have the super tip system for the second week in a row. That was a lot of fun last week. Go to supertip.gg/WATP. And what you do there is when you put in your super chat, you can choose an AI voice to read it for you. What do you mean, Carl? How does that work? Well, it just so happens we already have some people participating. And so it looks a little something like this.
Psalm 37:28. For the Lord loves the just and will not forsake his faithful ones. Wrongdoers will be completely destroyed. The offspring of the wicked will perish.
OJ's Sunday morning show has just turned into nothing but reading the Bible. I can't take it anymore. So that's what you get when you go on the super tip system. There's a QR code in the corner, or like I said, supertip.gg/WATP. It's pinned to the top of the chat. So feel free to participate in that nonsense as we talk about this week in Stuttering John. My favorite thing that happened this week. I'm going to do a full breakdown on WATP tomorrow of this. You guys have already done it on Uncle Rico, but I have to talk about this interview he did with Pat Cooper's son. It is incredible. It's the greatest John tent we've had in a very long time.
Yeah, it's usually saved for when a woman is on, and you get the John brag, but also the creepiness and the anal stuff. This was old school, vintage. Hey, let's talk about me some more, John. It was great.
What it did now, Husey, Lucy, have you seen any of that interview?
Yeah, I have not seen an interviewer ask more questions about himself ever. It was outstandingly amazing in all of the worst ways.
It's not like they were asking, tell us more about Kate Meany and the Dabbleverse. It's not like they were leading him onto these conversations.
He was volunteering, and every single question that he asked them about Pat was also about him.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you can send me any proof of him actually listening to those answers to the questions he asked, I'll chug your hot sauce. And that's kind of a metaphor.
Yes, I appreciate that, Husey. Planning the trip to Ireland real soon for that. It was amazing when he asked the question. I can't believe anyone could ask this in an interview. Did your father, Pat Cooper, talk about me very much?
Yeah.
And his son was dumbfounded by that. And thankfully, the widow, right, was the other person on there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the widow was like, well, he talked about Howard Stern a lot. The show, the show.
She was very gracious. She handled
very
it.
Gracious.
She handled it as well as anybody humanly could have.
The best was the look on his face when he's trying for the life of him to remember who she is, and he there's nothing there.
Oh, hey, it's you.
I
remember you.
It's great.
And then later she also mentions, oh, I was at your house. He's like describing his house. He's like talking about how grandiose this house that he used to have was. And she's like, yes, I was there. I was at that party. You and I had this conversation. Like we did all these things together. And he has just blank.
And the sweet irony is Pat Cooper was a legitimate stand-up comedy snob. So he would despise the fact that the Professor Melendez would refer to himself as a comedian. So it's almost like insulting him in a way.
It's a good point. That's a very good point.
Well, that was another great line where he said, I went on the road with Pat. And then he goes, well, we did one show one night together.
Show.
But
I drove. I drove there on a road to get to that show. So technically. So on the next day after he does that interview, and like I said, we're going to break it all down WTP. I'm sure you guys have already seen it if you're watching this. But it's fascinating, the layers of this interview. And it goes on and on and on. Everyone's uncomfortable. It's a lot of fun. And then the next day, he comes on his show, and he actually has the balls to say this.
So does his daughter.
Had a great time with them. I think I'm one of the best interviewers in the Dabbleverse, if not in all of radio. Skull!
Look at him chug that beer, too. That's his medicine right
well,
there.
he's celebrating.
yeah, victory chug, bro. That's like, it's drinking out of the Stanley Cup for him right now,
It is. I agree. So honestly, I think that he thinks that was a good interview.
He doesn't he's delusional.
Yes.
Well, that's because they didn't porn bomb him, so that's a success in his eyes.
That's all it takes.
All it takes is one of the Stuttering John army members to go, great job, John. That's all he needs to hear, because he's already telling himself that in his head. So he just needs one person to validate it. That's it.
All right, let's talk about what that interview proves. So I think this is the most telling aspect of it. When we heard John in the back of the Uber in Atlantic City going to the comedy show, and then I recently spoke to a guy who's friends with John's family, has been at multiple Christmases, was at the wedding, and he told me, one of the first things he tells me about John's personality, this is the real John at all times. When he goes on his show and he's talking about the shitware and he's complaining about the potato and the puppet, like this is his conversations all day long. All of us are in his head. I hate that term, we're what is it? Free space, free
living
rent.
Living
rent.
rent.
Yeah. See, I hate it so much I don't even memorize it. That's how much I hate it.
Which, ironically, surely is what he was doing at his mother's house.
That's right. We're all living rent free in his head. He's talking about us nonstop to the point where, and he shouldn't have been taking super chats. That was his downfall, obviously. But he can't stop himself from discussing Dabbleverse things with people who have nothing to do with it, and frankly, did not want to hear about it because all they're doing is going, I don't know whose side to take in this job. This sounds like you're an awful person.
Well, Frog was texting me earlier, and he said the package we're going to be watching tonight. That's right, John. I said package. I know you love that. He said it's amazing when he stops talking about the Dabbleverse, how little he has to talk about other than the Dabbleverse. And
right.
This is, I've said, he's a telemarketer. This is his script. The minute he meets somebody, he goes through the whole, and you watch that interview with them, the amount of blank stares and just silence after he's done explaining the orange or the potato or Tukey or this, and they don't know what to do. They're like, what's going on?
Well, the crazy thing is that anyone else would pick up on that and go, you guys don't care about that shit. So anyway, tell me about the book you just put out. It's a very easy transition back into like what they'd be interested in talking about, but he could not figure that out or pull that off.
Speaking of books, it kind of rhymes with the word took, and there's this guy Tukey that keeps making fun of my trans kid.
Yeah. But I can't see two O's next to each other without thinking about this fucking Muppet.
Yeah. Pat Cooper had a terrible hair dye. It was kind of orange. Speaking of orange, there's this fucking guy that plays AI trolls with me.
All right. This is when he's not talking about the Dabbleverse. This is what he's talking about. So John's very excited. He's going to buy a boat. He's going to broadcast from the Gulf of Mexico. And this is him fantasizing about his future life.
Where I'm putting my boat on his slip, on his lip, and slip, and I am get a nice boat, cruise out to the Gulf, and what can I say? Enjoy life. I'll be doing shows from the Gulf, hopefully by August.
Are there a lot of cell towers in the Gulf of Mexico? Is he going to have strong Wi-Fi while he's out there?
Oh, I love this plan. Love it.
Can anybody else notice the purple T line forming on his forehead?
Oh,
Yeah.
Like that's like a new vein. Like this is he's completely hungover. A lot of that beer went up his nose the previous night.
But I love that. I love that he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna put it in his slip, in the lift, and he has no idea what any of
Doesn't
it
know what
means.
he's talking about. He had one
Nothing.
conversation with a guy. He's trying to repeat it.
I also I don't understand a little bit. So he just mentioned also by August, I'll have that. So the
Yes.
things that he needs to do by August are he is going to have a boat. He's also going to file the lawsuit against, Carl and everybody about
I'm off it, Lucy. I'm out.
Okay, yeah. I heard you were off and then you were back on. I can't keep track anymore.
Shit. Yeah, it's tough.
Anyway, so he's going to file that lawsuit and he's going to have to respond to the summons and complaint for Vincent's lawsuit. So he plans on doing 3 things by August. That just seems completely impossible by any of his standards.
August of what year? Because August is next week. I don't know if he knows that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think his money's tied up in legal proceedings at the moment.
Or save it just in case. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
Don't forget the FBI can reach out at any point to reel him back in and get this case up and running back on the
Life. I'll be doing shows from the Gulf, hopefully by August. I'll be doing shows from the Gulf on my boat. And then I'm going to get another dog. Probably another lab.
Oh.
And I'll see if I can rescue one.
Yeah, because that's hard to do. Whenever you go to those shelters, they're like, you're not going to like any of the dogs here. You should just go find a breeder.
Yeah, he's basically going to make a boat a floating litter box for a dog in the middle of the fucking ocean. Because what's he going to do with this dog? He doesn't take care of the cats. What's he going to do with a dog on a boat?
You don't think a dog wants to sit on the boat for 12 hours, Julie? Really?
What an asshole.
I'm going to rescue a dog from a happy family. I'm just going to run through the garden, steal it, tell it some Jay Leno stories. He's going to call the dog Jay. And no offense, Julie.
No, none taken.
And that'll be my boat dog. In case my fat ass starts drowning, he can swim out and save my ass.
Wow, it's some fantasy right there.
Boat dog.
Yeah,
I mean,
have you noticed his selective lisp that he does? That's been driving me fucking insane. Like, he doesn't speak with a lisp, yet every once in a while he'll put that on, like, save my fat ass.
Yeah.
But that's put on?
No, it shows up in certain times. A lot of times it shows up when he's claiming that Carl sounds gay, which is pretty ironic.
It is funny. As soon as he does the just do it thing, he can't stop himself from lisping on everything else.
Yeah.
But to your point earlier, though, so John is very hungover on this day. This is yesterday. He looks like hell. And so I got to imagine that after that amazing interview, he wanted to celebrate. Right? He's like, I earned my 18-pack tonight. And we were speculating, and I don't know if this is true or not. I just know this is what he told Kate Meany, that he was buying blow at Pickwick Pub and then mailing it to himself in Florida. So he just got there a little while ago. He's probably got a bunch of bags of blow that he needs to go through, burning a hole in his nose.
And you never know. Maybe Hitman Dan came and built a few things, and it's all gone. You never know.
No, that's true too. Yeah.
Yeah.
A well-known sign of cocaine abuse is the next day a person has like an unusually like blotchy red face. Let's go to the footage.
All right. There it is.
Nailed it.
Proof once again. I want to thank Hamhead for becoming a YouTube member.
Yay, super chats.
And also gifting a membership. And then gifting another membership. Thank you, Hamhead. If you become a member of this channel, I want to let you know that we do WATP behind the paywall every Wednesday and Saturday. That's live. You can watch that. Go to the community tab. You'll find the link to it on our YouTube page. And so thank you for becoming a member. We also do bonus episodes every single month. I have one coming up with Blind Mike on Monday. We've been breaking down Julia Fox's audiobook. and it is spectacular. So join us over there Monday at 5 if you're behind the paywall on Patreon, Supercast, or our YouTube channel. Hellraiser, $69, $5. Summary of John Caputo interview. Me. Wait, hold on. Let me do this a different way. Here's the summary of it. Me. 3 weeks till Dabblecon 2. That's right. Hellraiser 69, Dabblecon 2. We're all going to be there, right, Husey?
Can't wait.
All right. Yes. It's going to be a blast.
There's going to be hot sauce. There's going to be cocaine. It's going to be great.
Well, at the merch table, you'll need to know a secret code word for the cocaine, but you could definitely buy this hot sauce right here, silkcityhotsauce.com. It is hot in the rock. A little dabble, do ya? See that marketing right there?
There you go. Lucy, is it true that at Dabblecon 2 you're going to snort a line of hot sauce?
Yes.
I'm going.
I agree to everything.
I was going to say, Lucy, is it true that you just nod your head yes to whenever men are talking?
Yes.
Very good. I like that about you.
Atta
J
girl.
Dad, $5. And I got nothing. Just wanted to say, hey, everybody. TSN for life, FSJ. Thanks, J Dad.
Love you, J Dad.
Appreciate it, buddy.
He's in a
Hamhead.
wheelchair, so everybody be cool to him, all right? Thanks.
Okay. All right. Wow. Do I have to be cool to Quad Father, too? Under
No,
that
I'm
rule?
just saying, Lucy, the kid's in a wheelchair. Help a brother. Just nod. You know,
go.
are you going to help him out at Dabble? There you go. All right, there we go.
Hamhead's
I'll
been a
be-
member. Sorry. Go ahead, Lucy.
Oh, I was going to say I'll be snorting the hot sauce off the dick. It's going to be great.
There you go.
Oh, I know that what you were saying was a metaphor, or you were trying to cover things up. This is not for your penis. Do not apply this to your penis. It's not on the label. I asked them to put it on the label because I know what our audience is like.
Are you listening, Knight?
Yeah.
Hammond, member for 3 months, is Shuli. Great news. We got your application. You're hired, buddy. Training starts next week. Let me know your shirt size. Later, champ. Congrats. How many jobs are you going to get, Shuli?
As many as it takes. This network's dying, so I got to keep paying. You know, you don't want an angry Anthony Zenhauser, an
No.
angry log cabin Larry.
You
Nobody
don't want
wants
a hangry Zach.
No.
Be bad. I did notice the unemployment rate dropped like 2.3% in Alabama with all the jobs that you've taken. So
Yeah, nobody
congrats
wants
on
to
that.
work
Helping the
out here. I
helping
don't
the
get it.
economy.
Get
Our
it.
boy Looney Tunes critic $10 says, I would love to shit on Carl for hawking that hot sauce. But then I'd have to fully acknowledge that I legit want to try a bottle. Carl, where can I pick one up? I'm glad you asked, Looney Tunes
Good
critic.
question.
I will have it available at Dabblecon 2. But if you can't wait till then, or if you're not going to be there, I know you'll be there, but if people aren't going to be there, go to silkcityhotsauce.com. Promo code WATP for 15% off your order. And why buy one bottle when you can purchase 3? What do you think about that?
Or if you're in Rochester after Dabblecon, check the dumpster. There'll be a couple boxes, I think.
How dare you, sir? DPF $5, a house in Rochester and a house in Cape Coral. It's like a DP scene, but with real estate. See what you did there?
I like that.
I don't get it.
Nicholas Elcock, $2. Kaylee smoking hot today. Lord have mercy.
Who?
I think they're talking about you, Lucy.
Oh,
Look
thank
at
you,
that.
Nicholas.
People are researching your real name. Mr. T. Esquire, $5 says, Husey is so utterly repulsive that I'm seriously considering skipping one of my favorite shows for this week.
Who?
All right. And the punchline is, I think I just really don't like you.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, there's another one. Here we go. F me, Super Tips and Husey. Lady K, you're killing me. Oh, now we don't like Super Tips? What?
What's my wiggers? Screw this Stuttering John shit. Know what I'm saying? Tonight on Catalan, be one of the tens people that watch me start the Pops verse.
That's hot. That's really hot. Let's go fuck Stick. Wind it up, Cub Scout. Fuck. You're done. You're done. You.
I feel that Pops represents a sad state in this country. How does a man survive and feed his family with only making $4 for each stolen toothbrush? Oh, hey, fucker. The half and half is not free. Fucking shoolies.
All right. That's a guy paying attention to WATS. Thank you for that. Are you familiar with the pop saga around Joey C. Shuli?
No. I feel like I'm in Guantanamo and somebody's torturing me with noise.
How dare you?
No, I'm not familiar with.
Joey C. was doing this live stream outside of his house.
Yeah.
And his neighbor is a homeless guy, which tells you what kind of neighborhood he lives in, named Pops. And Pops has a suitcase full of different products you would buy at a CVS, unopened, all still in, wrapped up and ready to go. And he was selling Joey C toothbrushes and toothpaste out of his suitcase. And the kicker is, Joey C goes, "I'll have to pay you tomorrow." The whole thing was just so sad. I still haven't recovered from watching this video. Jesus Christ.
Hey, gee, it sounds more entertaining than any of our shows. I got to be honest. I'd watch hours of him wheeling and dealing with the suitcase store guy. That's awesome.
That's why Pop's got to get his own show. I agree with you.
Gafir 4060, your Lord has said, "Pray to me and I will respond to you. But those who are too proud to worship me will enter hell forcibly."
I believe John actually did say that. I don't think that was AI at all.
Carl, 2 Pops just stole my Mobile espresso cart. Can you share my GoFundMe? It will definitely not fund my kombucha addiction.
In case you missed it, Woke Dad just made a reference to 2 black people stealing his mobile espresso unit. It's funny because it's a reference to a racist lie in the movie Goodfellas.
I don't know how you could not like this system. What this guy just did is he made a joke and then had another person explain the joke for you. What other system could do that? Supertip.gg/WATP.
What was the line from Goodfellas, Kelly? Can you remind us?
No, I don't know that one.
Oh, okay.
Watch Kaylee on Movies. Once Over with Kaylee on her YouTube channel.
Not knowing lines. It's
fantastic
great.
Show.
Goodfellas is a good movie.
All right. I want to play. We were talking about it before we started the show. And Shu, I know that you have to take off a little bit early. Yeah. So I want you to see these clips and react to them because John started up his show yesterday with some doozies. Apparently, he's had a big falling out with his former attorney, an attorney that you talked to, I talked to, Bob Levy talked to. Seemed like a really nice guy, honestly. I felt like I was taking up too much of his time. I could have talked to him all day.
No, not only is he a nice guy, very successful. And this, I mean, you talk about a waste of his time and his skills compared to what he does normally. He was really doing John a favor. And, yes. Of course, there's always a falling out, and it's never John's fault.
Of course.
Ever, you know?
Right. So let's take a look at him talking about his previous attorney.
Look, that's why I'm interesting. That's why I'm compelling.
Ah, fuck. That's my fault, guys. That one's on me. Now John's running around claiming he's interesting. I did say that. He is. He is interesting. God damn it, though. You give this guy one compliment. Fuck.
Because this shit, if there was a video camera, I pitched a video, a reality show with an editor, a couple of editors.
He has warts on his forearm.
It was about just my life. Because really, if you took a video camera and followed me around, it'd be the most interesting fucking show you'd ever see.
Yeah, you know who else told you that? Everyone, and Elisa Jordana was going to show you how to do it so that you could make money off yourself, but you're too fucking stupid. Now he's finally come to the realization. He's like, yeah, man, that's interesting. People would definitely tune in to watch me go to CVS and not have the right paperwork and have to go back and forth between urgent care and CVS before I got my medication.
Well, and also he wouldn't show it. He wouldn't be honest about it. He wouldn't give the access that people would pay to see.
What if he needed $12.5 million, though? Surely.
I mean, start getting the cameraman. Let's go. Get him in there. It's possible.
I mean, not stop. Because then you'd see the OCD and you see all the, ridiculous things that I do. But I'll tell you this one. And I know it's embarrassing. I know they'll use it against me. I don't care. Shoei's already trying to rile my old lawyer up, telling him I'm trashing him. I'm like, oh, come on. I mean, seriously. I mean, my old lawyer was a great friend of mine. He just, they played his call. Bob Levy played him. And they played his call. I'm not saying that he would know these people are assholes. He wouldn't. I mean, even that, how low is that Bob would do that? But that's not a diss on my old attorney.
Well, let me ask you this, because I haven't heard that conversation. I'm looking forward to checking it out on Levyverse. But I had a conversation with him. I bet that this call that Bob played isn't embarrassing for either the attorney or for Bob.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. The great thing about this attorney was that he listened. He wasn't a dick. He didn't come in there saying, I know everything that's going on. He said, I know one side of this. Explain to me how you guys got to this point. And the guy listened. That's smart.
And so John is going, and the fact that Bob would play this call, Bob told him right up front, he was recording it. The fact that Bob would play it shows what a piece of shit he is. Like, well, the attorney's not mad that Bob played it, from what I've heard.
No, the attorney.
Only John is.
The attorney was told right at the beginning of the call that I'm recording this call, and he said I'd expect nothing less. He wasn't rattled at all.
I have to ask about his OCD because he mentions it often. Mm-hmm. Is there any actual evidence at all of him having OCD? Because he's filmed himself 3 to 4 hours per day, every day for years, and I've not seen anything apart from his alcoholism. So what OCD does he actually have?
You know, that's a brilliant point, because in his book, he describes that when he gets out of bed, he has to count his steps to the toilet. And if he doesn't get there in 4 steps or 5 steps, or whatever, he has to start over again. And he has to think thoughts in his head before he jumps in the shower, which is why he never jumps in the shower, because he can't think those thoughts. But we've seen him at the bar. We've seen him out in the wild, and he's running around like a maniac. I don't see him counting his steps. I don't see him touching things on the walls as he's walking, like all the things OCD people do. I never see that. When he was up with the band singing that Doors song, didn't seem to have a care in the world.
Great cover, by the way. I just think he's afraid of 12 steps, but it's just it's one of his worst, like, because he didn't get the sympathy from those vile comments that other people have made about his trans kid, which I don't stand for. He never was able to cancel Shirley because John started all this shit. So now he's like, "No, I got a disability," and it's like, but you actually don't. Although he does have Nicolas Cage's hair from the classic Snake Eyes. Everybody loves that film, right?
Absolutely.
He has forgotten to comb his hair before going live twice in the last 2 weeks. It's unbelievable. Like, he just needs to have a checklist or something. Set up your green screen, comb your hair, get framed up, have the first link that you want to look at copied so that you can paste it into the browser.
And he has hair on his cheeks, like random spouts of beard. Like, what's going on here?
He just can't shave.
He's bad at shaving.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he thinks he looks like Hugh Jackman. He's Wolverine.
All right. You just saw the Wolverine movie. You're all excited like a little kid.
Yeah.
That's all you want to talk about. You're trying to transition the conversation into that movie, isn't it?
Did you know that it opens the whole MCU? I'll tell it to you in day.
Right, well, let's get back to what Stuttering John
I wanted to say real quick about his OCD. People with true OCD, like, it's a job, right? It's something that they are dedicated to do. This guy's dedicated to nothing. He is lazy across the board. I refuse to believe that he has the wherewithal to count steps regularly on a daily basis. He doesn't. He's not even taking his medication. He's supposed to be taking that. Like,
right.
Well, he's not even dedicated enough to remember that he said that he has OCD, it sounds like.
Right.
And because I don't dislike him. Well, I mean, he said a lot of horrible things to me, but I don't dislike the man. It's just, like I said, all this shit went down. They taped them. And then the shit where he decided that same day to fucking trash my kids, trash my mom, show photos of my mom. So it backfired on me.
Well, first of all, we showed no photos of his mom that day. And second of all, this was after John promised that he was not going to go in the gutter. He wasn't going to talk about family. Wasn't going to do this. And then went back on his word that same day. As soon as the attorney yelled at him, and I have some insight into what that was, John's back to reading Noga's super chats. Of course, which we all knew was going to happen anyway. So,
Well, it was his idea to stop in the first place, so it was also his idea to start.
We're going to get into that. Yes.
And I don't remember Shuley ever getting his wife or his family on the stream. John has done that. So as soon as somebody's on the stream, they're kind of fair game. Apart from Night Melendez, which I don't go for that stuff.
No, obviously not. It's interesting that John, in his mind, is always making up new rules. So he can make fun of my wife because she's been on my show, but his mom's been on his show, but not enough.
Not enough. But
yeah,
union,
that's like a certain
that's
percentage
union
of time. Right, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how that works, but all right. So now Shuli sent a text to John's former attorney. Now, just last week he was his attorney, but now it's former attorney. Just like, hey man, just so you know, like John's talking up mad shit about you, or I don't know, something like that, right? Shuli?
No, I just reached out to him and I was like, hey man, sounds like you guys aren't working together anymore. Sorry to hear that. Enjoyed our conversation. Wish you all the best. And then he was like, yeah, same here. He was very cordial, and that was the last we talked. And apparently he reached out to John after that.
All right, well, let's see how John responded to that.
So I don't put it on him. So if apparently Shitway is trying to rile him up, saying I said something. So to that attorney, I mean, if I don't, I do a fucking long show. I had a great interview with Pat Cooper's son and his widowed wife. I don't recall, and I'm sure I must have said something. I don't think Shitway is gonna. Well, I mean, he lies all the time, but I don't think he would lie about this because he really wants to stick it to me.
Wow.
But I mean,
he is tying himself up in knots with this excuse. Like someone is straining to do some explaining on this one.
I also love that he described her as his widowed wife because Pat Cooper died.
Yeah.
So that means when a wife has no husband because of death, that means they're a widow.
The widow, yeah, just the widow. Yep.
But you didn't know that though. He told you.
I learned a lot from this show.
Yeah.
It weren't that attorney's fault. So the only thing is the attorney I have now is more qualified in these cases than my friend was, and that's all. But I'm not saying anything disparaging or defamatory or bad about my old attorney.
But
so if I did, I apologize because I don't recall. All I know is I said I know I said I got an attorney that now more does this specifically, but I wasn't, and I thought it was bad that you got played by Bob, a high school dropout. Maybe that's what I said, that he got played by a high school dropout. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I mean, the guy didn't he say like he has an elephant's memory or something like that? Like he remembers everything, but he can't remember what he's a miracle with the excuses he comes up with. And I just want to say to John, if he is watching, sometimes he watches these shows, that when you genuinely appreciate someone, you don't have to worry about whether you talk shit about them or not. I've never woken up on a Friday and been like, oh, did I badmouth producer Chris on WATS last night? Oh, shit. Did I say some crazy shit? But this is how John thinks. He just, a guy says something to him he doesn't like, and he goes off on them.
Well, and I like that this all started with shitwares trying to rile up my old attorney, and then by the time it's over, there are 8 possibilities of things John could have said about him. So
let's find out. Let's find out, why did John's attorney get so upset with him, or why did John get so upset with his attorney, I should say, where he would even badmouth him?
I'm not a moron. It's just, there was I do have a lot of anger for a lot of things you said to me.
Wow.
And that's always going to stay there. Always going to stay there. You like to go to.
That is true. He never forgets a compliment, but he also never forgets an insult. So it's always going to be there with this guy now.
Next, he's going to say, I'm so interesting, right? And then we can blame you again, Carl.
Right. I'm endearing. I'm interesting. Damn it. I said nuts.
I'm not going to, because you get mad at anything else. I'm not trashing you, but you go to the jugular, put it that way. I guess a lot of attorneys do, but you say things that I find unforgivable. And that's just me. I don't, in this Dabbleverse, like we could all insult each other, but for me, from an attorney, I don't expect to be called things that I don't deserve. That's
okay. A couple things here. First
the N-word.
This conversation you had with an attorney, that should be behind a paywall somewhere, John. You're missing out on an opportunity. I would pay a lot of money to hear this.
I may have to text him again today and ask him about that conversation, that exit interview that he did. Oof.
Well, coming up, I do have a clue into what the attorney called John, so I will have something in one of these clips coming up. But also, this is part of John's narcissism. And these narcissists, like John, can't handle when someone explains that their reality is warped and they're not really understanding what's going on. And so in John's mind, the attorney failed not because John didn't have a case and that this didn't make any sense. And once he talked to the people that John wanted to sue, he realized there is no case and you can't just get the tapes back in exchange for some agreement or something. There's no thing as getting the tapes back.
Right.
I think the attorney, he's an older guy. He doesn't know what's going on. So he doesn't realize that MP3 files exist in a billion places at this point. They're not going to be retrieved some magic way.
Yeah.
But so obviously, this guy's a sweetheart. We all talk to him. He's a very nice guy. And for John to go on there and being like, and this guy's insulting me. It's not like we're doing a Dabbleverse show. It's like, no, I think he was just telling you the truth and you couldn't handle it. Exactly.
So he's got to turn it into, this guy said stuff to me that's unforgivable. He said, John, you have less than a 50% chance of this even going somewhere. It's going to cost you money. It's going to be a waste of time. Sorry. That's the reality of this. That's what he heard. And now that becomes, you trash my kids, you trash my family, whatever it's got to become,
This is a fun little clip that I pulled from yesterday's show.
The Dabbleverse is not normal. These people are not normal. It's not me.
But, John, you're the center of the Dabbleverse. The entire Dabbleverse revolves around you, the Duke. For you to say that the Dabbleverse is fucked up and it's nothing that I'm doing is insane. It has to be you.
Well, it's crazy because he's going to lose his mind because just the other day he was praising you for distancing yourself from me and the scoundrels over at TSN.
Right.
Apparently Carl turned on me, which I'd like to discuss and really see if this Dabblecon thing's even going to happen.
Oh, no. Is it in jeopardy now with the recent scandal that's been going on?
Who the hell do you think you are, Heberger, huh?
He's so ridiculous where he goes, oh, now Carl's saying he doesn't want to harm me personally or something to that extent.
No, he goes, Carl understands these guys are trying to ruin my life. He goes, I would never do such a thing.
Oh, I know. Well, we have examples of John would love to ruin our lives. That's what he loves to do. So
I mean, you remember this guy was going to come with the school police to my house to arrest me for teaching my kids.
He's just worried about your kids, though, Shuli. It's not about getting back at you.
Right. He was going to swing by the police station to talk to them about all the drugs that are in my house and all the weapons I have everywhere. This fucking guy's out of his mind. He's out of his mind.
So the point that I was trying to make was there's a lot of embarrassing things on those Kate Meany phone calls, and I think most of it is fair game and very funny to listen to. I played some AI versions of it that I thought were pretty funny. John hitting on Kate Meany. My only point was, like, I'm literally not trying to fuck up John's relationship with his family. He can do that on his own. He's great at that. He doesn't need my help in any single way. And I'm not in the business of ruining people's lives. That's not my thing. I don't strike channels. I don't try to call DAs and FBI agents to get people investigated. I've never done any of those things. John keeps claiming that I tell people to call his school to get him fired. I've never said that. I've always said the exact opposite. I don't know where he's coming up with this shit. So he's like, well, Carl's totally changed his tune. No, I've always been, I'm not about ruining people's lives. That's my thing.
And I agree with you. I just think we're in a position now where we're going to give what we get. And I think a lot of people have reached the end of the rope and just hit a limit with this guy. And they're like, all right, motherfucker, you want to go down this road? Let's go down this road. If you're dumb enough to keep falling for stupid shit, we'll be here to fucking share it. Why not?
Shuli, you're going to play these tapes at Dabblecon too, August 16th and 17th. Comedy at the Carlson, WATPlive.com for tickets. And
you're not allowed. You're not allowed to join us.
I was just gonna say it's not like I'm gonna be plugging my ears in the corner, going no. I can't wait to hear it. I'm just saying that I wouldn't be the person to play that on my show, but I can't wait. I'm as excited as everyone for it.
It's gonna be phenomenal. We're very excited. Everyone but John is thrilled, and join us in Rochester. You don't want to miss it.
It's gonna be so fun. All right, so actually this is regarding that, where John is the saint and we're the assholes.
I'm just saying that these guys are scum. Stop letting them think that I am the scum. I'm not. I don't tape people. I don't try to embarrass people like they did.
Surely, do you remember a time, I don't know if you remember who it was, there was a guy from the Howard Stern show that Stuttering John taped against his will and tried to embarrass him in a hotel lobby by interviewing him. I can't remember who he was, but he looked gay.
Mike Ganji.
Oh, was it Ganji? Yeah, he's the guy who wears the backpack, right?
Yeah. What a weirdo that dude is.
The fact that John can say this with a straight face, and he believes it. He's this stupid. John, your attorney thinks you're stupid. I think you're stupid. Lucy Typebox thinks you're stupid. Producer Chris thinks you're stupid. Dabblers Anonymous thinks you're stupid. You're stupid.
Don't let this shirt fool you. I'm not scum.
Yeah, right. The fact that he sit there and say, like, I would never tape people and try to embarrass them when the Shuley example obviously is out there. What about the Trump example? He's been so proud of that for so long, recording Trump with Trump not knowing about it and then playing on his podcast and getting international news for it.
Future President Trump.
Yes.
But he actually is wearing a stained brown shirt. I didn't notice that until right now.
Yeah, my favorite thing about the Trump call is when he goes, it wasn't meant to be fun. Actually, the part that didn't record was hilarious. You guys should have heard that, but you can't.
The prank call wasn't meant to be funny, he said.
Right.
You're not understanding how prank calls work. This song parody, there's no jokes in it. Oh, okay, cool.
I was trying to get a bill past you, idiots.
All right, so he continues to go on about this. I just said these are just short clips. I just want to get through, and then we'll move on.
But now Shuley's texting you, and you're taking his side. It appears. Oh, Shuley said you said this. Well, ask me first. Ask me for the clip. I'll get it to you. I don't even know. Or whatever it is, I'll retract it. Because I don't, what things said, yeah, but I don't, you're a great attorney.
He's so
I'm
flustered.
not going to ever say that you're not.
He's so flustered. He's so busted. He's so caught red-handed with his hand in the cookie jar and going, yeah, I have a sweet tooth. So what?
Again, this was his plan. He set into motion. He got this guy to do him a solid, and he thought, or the guy thought, and he agreed to it, that it would be a good idea to call us and try to work something out. And so here we are now. There's no part of him that says, you know what, maybe I took the wrong approach. Maybe. Nope, blame it all on this fucking guy who went out of his way, sacrificed his time, money to help you. And here you are, double birds, giving him a thank you.
And the thing is, Carl, like, I don't want to make assumptions against Stuttering John's character, but something tells me that he talks shit about literally every single person that actually is nice to him behind their back. Yep. And Kate Meany has scared the shit out of him because Stuttering John didn't know you can record calls until those AI tapes that you played came out. So now he's shitting himself because anyone he's ever spoke to, I hope to God at Dabblecon 2, which is coming up in August or whatever you said, does not have footage of him making fun of Knight Melendez.
But again, he's learned nothing. He's still having 5-hour-long conversation, except now it's with Dabbling Dan and this one and that one. And what are the odds that a guy named Dabbling Dan might have a falling out one day with John?
I was on Drew Lane's show this week. I was out in Detroit, and this audio just dropped of Billy Ray Cyrus talking all sorts of mad shit about his ex-wife and his kids. And everyone's playing it, and then we went back to the Pat O'Brien stuff. We went back to the Mel Gibson stuff. The fact that John thinks it's so wildly illegal for someone to play a recording of a conversation that one of the people didn't know was being recorded is insane. That was one of the things I talked to John's attorney about. Was I'm like, well, you familiar with the Mel Gibson tapes? That they were both in L.A. So it's crazy that she's recording this conversation and that everyone was able to run with it and play it. I think it has something to do with, and I told this attorney this, I said, well, because it's a celebrity, there's actual national interest involved, which is an exception to these types of rules. Celebrities can't get away with as much Like, people could talk shit about celebrities, people could record celebrities, and because they're celebrities and because the people are interested in it, it becomes newsworthy from that.
Yeah, if you can't trust Dog the Bounty Hunter, who can you trust?
Right, yes. But, there's a lot of examples of this, correct.
Yeah, that was a great show. Shirley, by the way, you didn't, I'm not going to say this on the air, but
you.
Clay Dabbler is trolling Stuttering John too, but I didn't want to make that obvious or anything.
Yeah, I've heard that theory as well. Again, it falls under that umbrella of like, okay, so what's the troll? Like, what's the payoff?
What's the payoff? How long are you going to be in this?
Yeah, just say the N-word and shit on stream and get it over with already. It's not, I mean, I don't know.
Just wait to file a $12.5 million lawsuit.
All right. So to your point earlier, Lucy, John stopped talking about people's families, and he made it very clear one day. He's just like, I'm not talking about families anymore. I'm going to be the example. I'm taking the high road. And we went, well, yeah, your attorney told you to do that. He goes, nope, that was my decision. I made that weeks ago. Did my attorney say that too? Sure, because great minds think alike. And so I just thought this was a hilarious thing to say.
And after that call, they just fucking went nuts on my family. After I tried not to. I took your advice.
Right.
Even though I was already taking that advice. Haven't been trashing.
How are you already taking the advice you didn't get yet? Even the way you worded that proves that that's not the way it went down.
Only when they draw first blood again.
All right, that's my favorite phrase. When they draw first blood again. It's insane. He doesn't even understand what he's talking about at all.
The dumbest sequel since Expendables 4.
Yes. First blood again.
First blood again.
That's right up there with this, Jim.
You open a can of worms that you're not going to be able to crawl out of.
He's so stupid. So someone brought this up on Dabblers Anonymous, and I thought this would be a good time to show this since John's talking about he's justified in everything he does, getting the FBI involved, getting us arrested, getting our homes taken away from us, all because we started it. We drew first blood. And then someone found this tweet from October of 2019 where John says about Shuley, who's still working for the Howard Stern Show, is Sirius XM at this time, says, I'm gathering dirt on at Shalom Shuley, who shall now be known as Shalom Shirley. Pass it on. He was calling you a chick name.
Wow.
Years before I was Lady K and Bob was Barbara.
Why didn't that stick around?
I don't know. A Beatles one was Julie. That one had legs.
That's better. That makes more sense.
Hang on. Does Stuttering John think your first name is Shalom?
Yeah, good points.
Sure does.
He roasted you. By the way, good interaction on Twitter in 5 years.
Yeah, that's when he didn't have me blocked.
So this is, again, evidence, and we've seen it before, that John was the first one to fuck with Shuley. And he was even saying on the show the other day, he goes, yeah, I said that Shuley was my mole, but Howard doesn't take me seriously. He wasn't going to get fired. It's like, well, that was your intention.
Well, that's a fun thing now lately with John is now it's he explains how you should interpret things that he says, and then how you should properly react to said things. That's been a thing for him lately that that's a great example of it, where he's like, yeah, I said he's my mole, he's giving me information, but who's taking me serious? Shame on him for getting so upset about it. Like, right. I'm the asshole. It's wild.
So this is what I was teasing before. We're going to find out what his attorney said to him that John will never forget and never forgive.
So you can call me a moron all you want. But that is going to bother me.
So basically, this attorney put the mirror up to John's face, and he hates that. He is not a fan of looking at that. And I just want to read this from Dabblers Anonymous. Banana Delusion wrote, this egomaniac can't comprehend that he's stupid with an extremely low IQ, and we all know how stupid he is, and that he has an extremely low IQ. That's how stupid he is. It is confirmed that he was in a special ed throughout school, right, Skip? I'll get into that momentarily. But that's really what the crux of all this is. John doesn't like the fact that we all know how dumb he is. It bothers the hell out of him. He wants us to all think he's got a 160 IQ, and he's superior to all of us. And he'll never figure this out, but it's not true, John. You're an idiot.
Well, he's so dumb. He thinks there's people in his life that don't know how dumb he is. He thinks he's fooled people in his life, and he hasn't. Everyone sees through it.
Well, no, that's not entirely true because mommy doesn't see through it, and that's where he gets it from. Is that mom is just constantly like, "Oh yes, you are the best. You are the smartest person in the room."
Well,
Kelly,
I've heard some things. I think mom knows. Yeah, she's just too nice.
Well, she might be too nice, but whatever she's saying to him is reinforcing his bad behavior.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you asked her in 2024. She might say differently. Shuli, what's Stuttering John's mom's phone number? Kelly will call her on the air.
Yeah. Let's give her a ring. You got it on speed dial there?
I do have a quote from her.
I want to try the D and the P.
There you go.
Wow.
That's a quote.
She was feeling frisky that day. Wow.
Yeah. Well, that was back when they had their fling. Her and
Mike gave me the steamer from Cleveland.
You remember that?
Yeah.
That was a love affair.
They were kinky, that couple.
Yeah.
I want to thank my boy Weird Medicine, Dr. Steve, coming in with 5 gifted memberships.
Yay, super chats.
Thank you, Dr. Steve. We don't deserve you, but we appreciate you, buddy.
You mess with Dr. Steve, someone in a wheelchair is going to drop the N-word on your live stream. So you fucking watch yourself.
That's a good point. There's evidence that is true. Love you, Steve. Billy Detroit, $5 says, great show with Drew. TWO.
Key World Order. TWO.
Thank you very much, Billy. Fat Factor with £5 says, this Husey guy really gets my go there, man, and stuff and everything. You know what I'm saying there, man. P.S. there, man.
Gotta say hello to Mike Durbin.
All right. James Quinn, $2 says, Lucy Shuley and the Irish on the same show? Score! Thanks, James. Rick Yu, $32.25 says, hot in the rock hot sauce, so it makes you gay? So hot it makes you gay. That's a different tagline.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll A-B that with a little dabble do ya and see which one sells more units.
By the way, Carl, if I was looking to buy hot sauce, you know I could get any?
Yeah, there's this place called SilkCityHotSauce.com, and if you want to save 15%, because you work hard for your money, Husey. Well, not you, but like people in Ireland do. Then you can save 50% with WATP as the promo code at SilkCityHotSauce.com. Husey, we should do a show together called Silk City Hot Sauce is the best hot sauce ever.
I'm done. Syndrome.
DJ BO. If I was offered a job I'm not qualified for, I know it's a goof. SJ has no standards. He is convinced he's qualified for all and with no real work. He claimed he could be a professor at a university in Florida the other day. He's like, I don't need this Dabbleverse thing. I can go teach media.
They have black universities in Florida?
I'm sure they do, but
like, what are you majoring in? Whippets. There's this great new,
yeah, right.
This great new professor on campus. He's an ace.
How to dox an enemy's wife.
Did you guys read the posts that came out recently? They were like 3 or 4 years old from someone who went to school with John from elementary school through high school.
I don't think so.
Okay, it's very interesting. They confirmed that everyone called him Skip. Apparently, John was held back a year or two because this person was a grade behind John and then ended up graduating before John.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's nuts what came out. And this person also wrote out about NYU, the film school. Like they have, like there's a lot of people who take summer classes and stuff to get certified in things at NYU. And so he was pretty convinced that this NYU is a certificate, not a degree, which is why John never claims to have a bachelor's degree whenever he's filling out official forms.
Can I just give Shirley credit for not making a Spike Lee joke when you said NYU Film School?
No, I got caught up with FUBU. I'll be honest with you. I dropped the ball. But yeah, no, I believe all of it. It makes total sense. You hear the stories that he tells. He walked around finding money in Sucrets boxes at 4 years old. Right. Like, what the fuck is that about? Who does that at 4?
Well, the other thing they said in these posts, and who knows if they're real or not, but there was some evidence that maybe this person does know John, and they were saying that John and his buddies, like he was the guy they all teased and made do stupid, crazy shit because they knew he would do it.
Right.
And so John would get not arrested, but like whatever you get when you're a child. You know,
molested?
Yeah.
Molested? Is that what it is?
Molested Melendez.
Yeah.
Slips it off the tongue. Herb Beta Patch $5 says Rochester is the murder capital of the world. If John goes to DC, he's more likely to be murdered. It's not a threat, it's a fact. Jack, did he say it was the murder capital of the world?
Well, we did. There were several years in Rochester where we did have the highest murder per capita. Not anymore.
In the state, I don't think we beat.
No,
South
in the
Chicago.
U.S. No,
Really?
Wait, per capita, yeah.
Oh, look at us! All right.
That's not entirely wrong. Or Beta
All right.
Patch is correct here, but I don't think anymore. I think that both Detroit and Chicago are above us now.
All right, well, we can come back. Let's start a rally, guys. Let's start killing your neighbor.
Yeah.
Shoot whoever's across the street. We got to get the rally going.
Yeah.
Don't
You
wait
gotta-
for someone else to do it.
You gonna just lay down and take that, Rochester?
Yeah, come on.
Get angry.
People have messaged me who are coming into Dabblecon. They say, where should we stay in Rochester if we're looking for like a nice neighborhood? I said, well, there's East Ave and there's Park Ave, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend any other place.
Look into Syracuse.
No.
I heard that if you're in Rochester, they don't kill you if you just bought a new bottle of Silk City hot sauce.
That's true.
What a whore.
Nicholas, you would think he gets a percentage. Nicholas Elcock, $2 says that interview shows how lonely John really is. He needs friends so bad. I've never heard a guy talk about talking to people as much as John does. Every episode. Like even when he's just running errands, he has to be on the phone with someone while he's running his errands. He's so lonely.
Yeah, he's one of those dudes that hears you chewing and goes, "What are you eating?" Like now he's got to know what cereal, what kind of cereal. All right, you know what? I got to go, dude.
Yeah,
I'll talk to you later.
whatever.
Good fucking life.
Mr. T Esquire $5 says, fine, I'm staying, but only because Lucy is clearly a princess and I enjoy hearing her and looking at her. Oh, look at that. Husey, you're not so terrible that you can stop people from watching Lucy.
And from an attorney.
Yeah, I'm only 5 drinks in. Don't worry.
No, it's going to get worse, huh?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Nehemiah 9:17. But you are a God ready to forgive, gracious and merciful, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love, and did not forsake them.
All right, I think someone's got an agenda in this program.
Yeah, and that actually sounds like one of his TikToks. So I don't know if the joke landed.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Hey,
All right, Lucy. Go ahead.
I got to jump off there, Carly.
Yes.
And Lucy, always a pleasure. Husey, it is what it is. Let's keep it. And love you guys and talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Before you go, Uncle Rico tonight?
Yes, Uncle Rico tonight, 7 p.m. Join us. It'll be a blast as usual. Great package, great transitions. We're on in 4, 3, 2.
All right. We'll see you over there, Julie. Thank you very much.
He forgot to plug his hot sauce.
Wait, does he have a hot sauce? Because if
No.
so, I'm done with
Competitor
this.
hot
do,
sauces.
Boobs, tits, breasts, tatas, mommy milkers, bodacious bazongas. These are just a few of the many qualities I bring to the table at WATP.
Well,
That's
at
my
least you're
new
realistic.
favorite thing in the world.
I love it too. Isn't it great hearing yourself?
I
make fun of yourself?
I want everybody to make me say dumb things. I never get a chance to talk because you assholes are always talking over me. So
I was trolling the truck stop to prove I'm not gay. I knocked on a window of a large black man and got in his truck to prove I'm not gay. So I sucked him off until the Silk City his my tonsils. But I'm not gay.
Good job, woke Ted. I believe you.
Yeah, and to
You're
be
not gay.
fair, Lucy, I'm a loser, not an asshole, so I'm offended.
No.
next time I'll get it right. I am a woman. I
So,
still
Mr.
get things
Caputo,
wrong.
did you know the lady K stole my book? Shuli also is a shitware. I was on Leno. I'm like super famous like your dad. How was your dad anyways? Does he talk about me?
I understand where Stuttering John is coming from. I also do my podcast while my kids are crying.
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Stuttering John is running for senator. As Biden dropped out of the race, the Democrats needed a new candidate with dubious mental capabilities. What I'm saying is John might not be the brightest and is the bong hit transplant for the Democratic Party.
Brilliant. That was. I don't have to do a show anymore. This is fantastic. Thank you for that. Were you saying something, Lucy, before you got rudely interrupted by these jerks?
No, I don't know. That's generally what I was trying to say.
Yeah, no,
good.
Lucy
Always
was
getting interrupted.
Yeah, Lucy. Yeah.
I think this might be the first time that Opie has come on Point Dabble Point right here.
Rob Saul sucks. He loves doggy. He lives at 2357 Cottonwood CT Maze.
All right.
Landon NJ.
We're not doxing people, Opie. Jesus Christ. What's wrong with you, Opester? He's the last guy who you'd think would do that.
This is why I always say you don't let a Hughes on your show.
That's a good point.
The reason I didn't pick band practice guy for my date was Hannah told me how big his hog was. That's some scary shit.
You notice that came from band practice guy?
I did notice. Hi, PPG.
Band practice guy in the house. Band practice. Carol Dillon's in the house, too.
Stuttering John saying this guy hates me to Caputo. And it's from a chatter called John's Grump Halloween. Hand made me laugh so much. Almost as much as my art studio. In real life, I am a redneck who hates gays.
Okay. Very good. If you're not following Woke Dad, get on Who Are These Socials Thursdays at 6. Blind Mike and I break down a lot of TikTok stars, such as Daniel Alexander, a.k.a. Woke Dad. Is Husey gone? Thank God.
Seems to be.
It's just you and me, Lucy.
So quiet. I love it.
Waiting for.
I can finally talk.
All right. What do you have to say?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? This is why I don't talk.
Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, that continue until night, till coors inflame them, Isaiah 5:11. Give beer to people without hope. Give wine to those who are in trouble. Let them drink to forget their troubles. Let them forget they are poor, Proverbs 31:6.
I assume those are all accurate.
I don't think that's true. I've not read the Bible, though, so I could be wrong.
Yeah, it must be right.
Another debut on Point Dabble Point, John Sarasani coming in.
You losers, I bet Carl doesn't even have a waterfall in his studio. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got to take this box full of steaks to a police station.
All right. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. So a couple other things that I wanted to talk about. Again, this is John showing up completely unprepared at all times. I don't know how we able to do this every single stream. You would think that at some point he'd figure it out.
I wouldn't.
Don't cross the Duke. Everybody knows that.
Why is he still playing that?
I don't know.
It's so embarrassing because then he has to address it like, everyone crosses me and I'm the laughing stock of the Dabbleverse.
That's his thing. He just wants to do it.
All right. Well, let's see how he addresses it this time.
Well, not everybody.
Oh, good God.
Not anybody. Everybody crosses the Duke. What are you talking about?
Not everybody. I thought I brushed my hair. I guess I forgot.
No, you didn't.
I guess I forgot.
Who gives a shit at this point?
Is he giving up?
Okay.
Long day. Scola! Make sure the mic's right.
What a way to start a show.
Do you know?
It's unique.
What I really dislike, so like when he gulps a drink, you obviously see it go down his gullet.
Yeah.
But then he does the gullet thing for like a solid 10 seconds after that. And you can just continue seeing things that are not in his mouth anymore go down his throat. And it's repulsive.
What do you think is going on there?
He's like swallowing things that aren't in his mouth aniteanymore.
Do you think that maybe it's the aftermath? Like sometimes we have a earthquake. There'll be, what do they call that?
The aftershock.
Aftershock.
Yeah.
Is that like the aftershock of swallowing for him?
Maybe it's him trying to get all the additional spit down so we don't finally have to see it.
I think he might be onto something.
It's disgusting. Like, honestly, go back like a couple of seconds. After he's done drinking, you can literally just see him still processing shit through his throat.
All right, don't get mad at me that we're watching this again. This is Lucy's idea.
I usually don't like to rewatch stuff like this, but it's gross.
Well, I know who does like to rewatch stuff like this. Hughesy's back, everyone.
Yay!
You all better now?
I needed to piss.
I understand.
Make sure the mic's right.
Look, it's still going down his throat.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Those are all swallows. You're right.
From what I was told by Shirley in a DM, just say somebody had something go up their nose the night before. It kind of leaves you severely clogged up. Like, I don't know what it would be that goes up there.
Sure.
So it's literally like when you're swallowing something, it's getting stuck as you're swallowing it. It's almost like you shouldn't take that stuff, but we're all going to keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. Don't snort Silk City hot sauce.
It's a cost-benefit analysis we all have to do in our own heads to figure that out. All right, so John came on the show yesterday. He's in a bad mood. In fact, he's pissed off.
I'm in a pissed off mood. So I ordered a mattress from Amazon. That I thought, for the guest room. I'll get a mattress from Amazon. Why not? Why not?
All right, a couple things here. I love where that stopped at. Couple of things that I want to point out here is that one of John's sick burns for me was that we ordered furniture from Amazon to furnish our house in Florida. He has no evidence of this, but he just thought that'd be like a sick burn. And now, fast forward, John's lived in his house for over a year. He still hasn't put a bed in the guest room, and he finally ordered a mattress from Amazon.
Guest room? What about his
Hypocrite.
bedroom?
I think he has a bed in the bedroom.
I think you're wrong, Carl.
Because when Elisa, before he was going to call the cops on Elisa Jordana for coming over to his house, he was offering her to sleep in his bed, which is a very noble thing to do. It's like putting your coat down for a lady in a puddle. Oh, sleep in my bed.
No,
Chances are I won't end up there with you later. It's fine.
That's the thing that people like that would say to sort of gain their, what's the term, gauge the reaction? Is that the term? It's to say, because he was convinced he was going to fuck her.
Yeah.
So that's why he then put the thing in her drink, which made her end up having to go to hospital the next day. Allegedly. That's what Kaylee told me.
Wow. I don't know if that's true. I'm not sure about any of that. But I just want to point out what an idiot John is.
Yes.
Because John likes to call me out for renting my home when I'm not there in Florida. The reason why John can't rent his house is because he can't furnish it.
Yeah.
He once again bought a house he can't furnish. It's not the first time. Might be the last, probably the last. But not the first time. He bought a house and can't afford to put furniture in the rooms of it. So fast forward on this episode. This is, I call this clip Helpless and Hopeless. And I think that's my new motto for John. Everything that he does, he's helpless and he's hopeless. He needs people's help for everything. And he's alone in his house and he orders a mattress from Amazon and it comes in the mail and he's trying to open it. And he's having a hard time. It came with like a plastic cutter to get the mattress out of the plastic so that you don't cut the mattress. And you ended up cutting the mattress anyway. And he's having all these issues with it.
And the thing, BAM! Opens up, knocks me on my ass. I hit the fucking cabinet. The mattress is on top of me. I fucking hurt my elbow. I'm like, I'm a fucking moron, man, clip it. It was funny. I mean, I laughed. It's like, just knocks me over.
Well, Carl, we all know that definitely happened. There's no way he thought that would be a hilarious story for the show that he would make up.
Well, I don't think he tells self-deprecating anecdotes that are made up, Husey.
Listen, when it's that funny,
when
it has to be pre-written. There's
when
no
he
way
makes up stories, he's always the hero. He's always got children taking him out of class on their shoulders.
Well,
going math teacher of the year.
Carl, you're so jealous.
Eventually he won against the mattress, right? So he's the hero of that story.
Well, let me just play the final thing that he says here, the kicker.
I got outsmarted by a box.
You didn't get outsmarted by a box. You literally got beat up. The ref had to call the fight. The box took you out and landed on. He pinned you. The box fucking pinned you, John. And you think you're going to beat up everyone in the fucking Dabbleverse.
Carl, can you think of any other evidence of a Melendez having problems with a box?
I was told that Johnson likes her vagina. Okay, that's all. That's all I'll say about that.
His.
Did you see John today's show? He was at the store and he saw a magazine, First for Women. He thought it was called Fine. He couldn't figure that out.
Okay.
And First for Women on the cover of it was Beth Stern. That's right. Beth O was on there with a kitten, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what John did? He handled it with a lot of grace and said, isn't this nice? My friend Beth's on the cover of this magazine. No, not at all. Instead, he goes, look at how hot this chick is. Beth, when you're done with Howard, I would totally nail this chick. She's so fucking hot.
Did she reply yet?
No, she hasn't gotten back to him with his Facebook messenger that he sent her last year, unfortunately. I don't know why.
I can't wait for those tapes.
I'd love to see the creepy shit. But imagine saying that about your... Well, obviously him and Howard aren't friends anymore. But imagine
Howard
saying that about someone you worked with, and you're like, oh, I want to fuck this woman.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that the whole time that Beth is living in one of Howard Stern's mansions, she's thinking, whatever happened to the really funny guy from the show? And so I'm pretty sure it's any day now she'll reply to one of his DMs, and she'll be on the show, and I can't wait for it. Okay, can you call?
I think there's a better chance that John buys a boat and broadcasts from the Gulf of Mexico with his dog next month than that happening, Husey. That's how far-fetched that is. Did we read this one? Mr. T. Esquire, fine, I'm staying only because Lucy is clearly a princess.
We did, but we can read it again. Thank you, Mr. T.
I thought I put it up there again. Why not? Count Connor $2 says, but he won't bathe once by August. Yeah, he's gonna get a boat and win lawsuits and get a dog, but he won't have time for bathing. Bob's Fake Pool $2 says, owning a boat sucks. The best thing is selling it. Owning a boat is a lot of work. Work that John A can't afford and B can't accomplish on his own. He can't even set up a fucking mattress from the mail without getting knocked up.
That boat would really kick his ass.
Yeah, the boat would crush him for sure. And the dog ain't gonna save him.
I love Penis Wrinkle. He's a celebrity.
Oh, you don't even know what you just said. Clip that. Isolate that. Penis Wrinkle, member for 4 months, says, my favorite part was when he explained he's always been a great interviewer because he asked his 12-year-old girl classmates if they had pubes yet. So cringy. Oh, yeah. We're going to get into all of that on WATP tomorrow. The shit he was saying, and these poor people are like, uh-huh. They didn't know what to make of it because they know John from a previous world where John wasn't this retarded. So they're like, oh, no, this poor guy. What happened?
He brought that up to strangers?
Yeah, they're not strangers.
Well, they're not strangers.
That's the worst part.
It's the widowed wife.
Yes, the widowed wife.
The widowed wife of dead Pat Cooper, by the way.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, he was awful.
Well, he was trying to say that he has no problem asking crazy questions because he likes to pretend that this wasn't an assignment he was given by smarter people who decided you should go to this red carpet event and here are the questions to ask. He pretends that, no, I've always been this way. I always ask outrageous questions. It's my MO.
Yeah, but Carl, he met Quentin Tarantino. So
he directed Quentin Tarantino. And Quentin's like,
no
whatever you
shit.
say, boss. I don't have an eye for this type of thing, so you tell me, buddy.
Well, when I seen Hateful Eight, and you hear that kind of dialogue, and then you hear the DMs or the private messages that he sent to Kid Meany, you go, yep, that's an influence.
All right, Count Connor, $2 says, the headline will be, dog found at sea, owner MIA. You're not kidding, man.
Just
do
look
people
under the
do that
boat.
with their dogs? Do they go out on boats for hours at a time with dogs? I suppose they do, right?
Yeah, and then the dog wants to go swimming all the time, and
Yeah.
then the dog goes away from John forever,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the dog lives a happy life.
Yeah, I don't think the Gulf of Mexico is a place where dogs should be jumping off boats.
I think it would have a better life than living on that boat with John.
Good point. Carl's Frosted Tips, there's going to be dog shit all over that boat. I mean, unless he teaches the dog to, like, hang off the edge, which would be pretty impressive. You read this one, Lucy.
I don't know how to say that word. You know how good I am at words. Tradicilian fan. 2 days at sea, and even the dog will turn on him.
That's the truth. Can you read this one?
Pat Shan. Best way to end my week. Thanks for all the show, guys and gal. Do we know if the cats made it, or did he make his mom take them?
Well, that's a great question. I have not heard of the cats since he's been back in Florida.
I have been wondering that as well. So we saw them a little bit in New York, right?
Yes, for sure they're at Mom's house, for sure.
Okay. So I assume they're still there.
That's a great point. I hope that's true. Because John's talking about getting a dog now and stuff. Those cats don't want to be in Florida.
No. They don't want to be with him.
No, probably not. High and Tight $5 says, be it land, air, or sea, we will find you and mock you, the Dabblers. Yeah, you can't escape us in the Gulf of Mexico, asshole. I'll fly a drone out there. Bully 203 says, people are saying, Carl says VTL is spectrum disorder. Yeah, I know, people are saying that. Jason N says, love you, Lucy.
Thank you, Jason.
Lucy, speaking of love you, Lucy. Who's the guy who made your Stuttering John dildos? Pony?
Pony Power 2.
Pony Power 2. Well, he has sent in some amazing new things for us. One of which I haven't opened yet because it's for you specifically.
I knew he was sending you guys stuff. What is it? Can I see it? Is it a thing?
I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so we have the Dabby Awards ceremony coming up at Dabblecon 2. That's August 17th. And he made what might be the greatest Dabby Award trophy. What I love about this is he captured the posture perfectly. Like, look at this. It's incredible. He's got cans all over by his feet. It's amazing. So
who made this?
Pony Power 2?
That's absolutely flawless. Pony Power 2.
I agree. And then the other thing that we have.
He is so talented. Everybody should go follow him. He makes other stuff too, like creep off related stuff, and it's just amazing what he does.
He also made Dr. Steve finger prostate exam. I have a whole bag of these. Maybe we could try them out at Dabblecon for people who want to get their prostate exam by Dr. Steve.
Maybe I will come to Dabblecon after
right?
all.
Yeah,
I love it.
You don't have to be with Dr. Steve to have Dr. Steve's finger in your ass.
It looks so realistic.
It's so ridiculous. Lucy, come over here.
I love
Lucy,
that.
Come over here.
I will.
All right. Very good. Well, we're going to have some fun with this. Thank you very much. It's fantastic. Danny Brophy, $5 says, Carl, got any more of them AI John Kate tapes? Oh, Mr. Shuley, incantation rules.
Incantation does rule.
I do have more of those AI things. Maybe we'll play them tomorrow on the show. J-Dad, $5. John is going to rescue a dog, much like Aaron rescued his wife and kid. Hashtag pay it forward. Also, Shuli, it's not a wheelchair. It's a portable fuck wagon. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, J-Dad. I love it. Diablo's Sandwich, $5 says, Lucy has become the Haktua girl of the Dabbleverse.
That's so nice.
It is nice, except for this. I think the Haktua girl is really hot, but her 15 minutes might be up. She came up. She was at some concert somewhere, and she came up to introduce whoever was performing and got zero response from the crowd. No one gave a fuck.
Well, did she do the Haktua, or was she just...
No, I think she's trying to distance herself from her catchphrase now.
Well, that's her first mistake.
That's part of the problem. I don't know. I think you could also wear it out to be typecast too. So you got to be careful with that. Yeah.
I'm impressed that she marketed as well as she did.
The blowjob version of when Dylan goes electric.
Yes.
Haktua goes dry.
Fungy Froggy Brian says, "Hey guys, trying to get to Dabblecon, but travel from Seattle is more than I have. I started the GoFundMe that Shuli reposted on X, I think, or just search for Dabblecon GoFundMe. Thanks everyone. Well, it'd be great if you can get here. So yes, look for that GoFundMe so we can get our friend from Seattle to Rochester."
Can I explain
the murder capital of the world?
Exactly why Dabblecon is such a must-go-to event. That at the Dabblecon 1 last year, there was a guy who pissed all over somebody else's clothes.
Yes.
And the next day still fucked someone. I won't name names. So that's how good Dabblecon is. You can humiliate yourself and still drop a load within 24 hours. It's a must-see event.
And I'll go one further than that, although that is a good story. The guy whose clothes were pissed on is coming to Dabblecon too. That's how great an event it is. You'd think that would leave a bad taste in your mouth. But no.
Yeah. But if I wanted to put a good taste in my mouth, Carl, do you have a hot sauce that I could buy?
Actually, I do. SilkCityHotSauce.com is where you go to get hot in the rock. A little dabble do ya. It's the very first Rochester hot sauce. It's got a kick with a little bit of sweetness. And I have to say that I've been enjoying it on chicken. But people have also put it on potatoes and eggs. I'm getting a lot of I really am getting a lot of feedback. I'm not making that up. People love it. Arthur J, you've had it before, Lucy.
Yeah, it was delicious. I loved it.
Tell Hughes to stop trolling me then.
It was the perfect amount of sweet and spicy. It was great.
Thank you. Arthur Jackson, $5. SJ never had OCD until Howard wrote about it in his book. He made it up for airtime. There's a lot of things that John copies about John. John copies with Howard. So I would not be surprised at all if that's where that came from.
Yeah, same with the Trump stuff. I don't remember him being so political until Stern was anti-Trump.
That's a great point.
So
you're right.
It's going to be a rough November.
Looney Tunes. No, honestly, if Trump would have beat Biden, John would still have all his political show buddies. That's what killed all of those shows. They're like, oh, we won. Oh, what are we bitching about now? I don't know. The economy sucks. I know, but we shouldn't bring it up. What about the border? Let's not talk about that. It's like, oh, kind of ruined all your stuff. So I think they're going to have a resurgence probably. We'll see Hal Sparks and the Midas Touch Brothers and Tony Michaels all coming back to the show. Looney Tunes Critic says, for $5, put a 2 in the chat if you be digging the fuck out of Lucy tight braids.
Oh, thank you.
Did you check the chat? This was from just about an hour ago.
I hope there were 2s.
I hope so too. We'll pretend there were. Fat Factor with £5 says John's OCD is not obsessive compulsive disorder. John's OCD is actually obese cocaine dabbler. Yes, now it makes sense.
Hello, Mike Durbin.
It's not easy to pull that off either. Ricky, 32, $25. Lucy is looking hot in her Wendy's cosplay. Speaking of Wendy's, hey, Shuli, can I get a medium number 1 with a lemonade to drink? Thanks. Shuli has so many day jobs. I'm almost jealous.
Who gets lemonade at Wendy's?
Who gets Wendy's? I don't know.
Yeah. Watch Wendy's.
DPM, $5 says, of course, Husey didn't get my real estate DP joke. He's not fluent and funny. Keep mumbling your jokes, you Irish Gino Bisconti. Whoa. Those are fighting words right there.
Well, in my defense, you spelled Husey and Bisconti wrong. So.
So then the dig doesn't happen.
Yeah, so another win for the Hitch.
Yep, another spelling error negates your entire point. We all know that. I'm with Stupid says, what's up with John's shirt? Looks like he has mold spots all over it. Yeah, again, John has to do his own laundry. You know, mom's not doing it for him now. He's back in Florida. And he probably he probably pours detergent right on it or something. So you see all the spots that come out. Like, John can't do anything on his own.
He opened a mattress.
He's helpless and hopeless.
True.
High and Tight says, there's no place for Husey hate in this chat. Look at that. You got a fan over there.
And spelled correctly. So this actually cancels out 2 more insults.
You're right. That's how that works. James Boyd. John's an ignoramus, a buffoon, and an imbecile. Or imbecilic simpleton. FSJ, stay awesome, everyone. Y'all rock. Thanks, James Boyd. You rock. Appreciate it. WJC the second. Comb his hair, lady. Are you mental? This is a man with an NYU degree in film and has never once set his camera angle correctly before starting his stream. Nice to have you back on PDP Shules. That's hilarious. It's a very good point, too. Maybe I'm asking too much of him. Tap F Kid, $5 says, Carl, you could have Mike Morris do some grammar hammer segments on WATP. It would really spice things up. Some infotainment. The kids love it. You learn something, but it's fun too. Infotainment. Raperbutt, $5 says, attorneys often say things I don't like. My lawsuits don't typically go well. Guillermo, handyman to the stars, $2 says, is Shuli's Piggly Wiggly stocking Lady K's sauces? You know, we're in talks. We are in talks with Shuli's Piggly Wiggly. Hulkamania just gifted 5 memberships, and I want to thank Hulkamania.
Yay, super chats.
Supports this program, this channel quite a bit. He supports other great channels. I saw him on Blind Mike on Sunday, so I appreciate that. Hulkamania. It goes a long way. And if you were gifted a membership just now, I want to let you know that you get 2 bonus episodes of WATP every single month. You can find those in the community tab on our YouTube channel. There's a link there that's just for you behind the paywall. Also, you can watch our shows Wednesdays and Saturdays, WATP Live. That happens behind the paywall, and you get the link right there in the community tab when you are a member. Thank you very much for
But Carl, if you weren't gifted a membership, how low would it cost to become a member?
Well, it's funny you ask that. If you go to our Patreon, it's $5 a month. If you go to our YouTube, There's a giftable level, which is $4.99. And then there's the Kazaroo level, which is $5.99.
But I suppose if I did sign up to either one of those or any one of those tiers, there'd be like no content there for me to watch.
Actually,
no?
you'd be surprised. What we do is we give everyone who signed up for our Patreon or YouTube all of the bonus material. You get all of that.
What do you mean? Like, so it's probably like 2 days of bonus material?
There are bonus episodes every month. There is even mini bonus episodes that I put out. I do an appearance on Drew Lane's show every other week, and I put that out as an audio file. People who still listen to podcasts. We are supplying all of the audio podcasts over here. All the full-length WTPs are free wherever you sign up for podcasts. But you ask great questions, and I'm glad that you're really holding me to the fire on this one, Husey. You're not letting me get out of this easy.
But can I just say, I didn't want to hear an audio podcast, but I wanted to watch like you on YouTube, but only about films. Would you happen to have a YouTube channel that I could follow that's only about film reviews?
I don't think so. All right, John calls mom's $5 says, SJ claims to have the best memory until he's confronted with a lie. That is so true. You know John's language is like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could have said something. I'm not sure. It's so transparent. I think Husey was talking about Once Over with Kaylee.
Nope.
I think he was too. And I like how you skipped right over it. Thank you.
Lucy Tightbox's YouTube channel. What have you put up on your YouTube channel recently that people could check out?
Oh.
Probably my review of Frosted, I would imagine.
Your review of Frosted. Yes,
Or
that is
Unfrosted.
what
Yeah.
yes. It was just you. You did it all by yourself. It was on Once Over with Kaylee, Cayley, on YouTube. You and Jenny Jingles joined me to talk about that movie. In addition to that, coming up soon, I am going to be joined by Bad at Karate to talk about Getting Lucky, and also producer Chris to talk about Hellraiser. So lots of fun stuff.
Excellent. And I have to tell you, people think, I'm lazy K over here. I actually watched Unfrosted for a second time and took notes so that I was prepared to speak about that garbage movie on your show.
I was so ready for you to not be prepared that I pulled 50 clips from that fucking movie so that I could show you the clips because I assumed you remembered nothing from it, which meant that I actually had to watch that movie 3 times, and I blame you solely for that. So
why? You had no faith in me, and you should have faith in me. I'm always prepared.
I know. I should have known. I should have known.
You. Pickles Melendez with £5 says, I've never believed John has OCD. My theory is he used it as a means to connect with Howard as it gave them something in common. Yeah, that sounds very likely. A lot of people have picked up on that. Cunt Chops 23. How does this guy have this name? With all the things that YouTube regulates, Cunt Chops 23 is just no problem at all. £5. So when did you guys invite Limmy onto the panel? Intercontinental, unlike John, who's just incontinent. Okay, I like that. It's very funny.
Do you know what that last part is there, Colin?
No, what is that?
That says it's Irish for Chucky Arla. That's an IRA chant.
Oh, we don't get political on this show.
No, you didn't let me finish. It's Ira. He's a Jewish comedian. He wrote for Sybil Shepherd.
Very funny guy, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
that is not Little Lemmy. That is Lucy Tightbox. Actually.
No, Lemmy's a Scottish comedian, so he's being racist and supportive.
I see. Joseph Collins. John's IQ is twice the legal limit. Lucy's looking great today.
Thank you, Joseph.
Appreciate that. Michael P. Keep my city's hot sauce name out your mouth. All right, listen. I don't want to trash buffalo sauce. It is my favorite. I'm sorry. I apologize, Michael P. Last Sled with $20. Thank you very much, Last Sled. He said, here's what I think his version of OCD is, if anything. He had some former model on. He had to yell skull even though she was talking. He had to do the trumpet even though she was talking. No shame. Gross. Well, he's also incompetent at podcasting. I don't know if that's OCD, but interesting theory. I suppose that's certainly possible.
His OCD is this. This is his tick. Is drink more of his cores.
He does have to yell skull before taking a sip for some reason. All right, let's talk about the lawsuit. Let's talk about, well, there's a number of lawsuits. Of course, John is suing Kate Meany. I know, it's so ridiculous. He just has no case, in my opinion. I'm not an attorney, so I could be wrong. But John has zero case against Kate Meany. It's so stupid. And he's also going to be suing all of the shows that play these illegally recorded tapes, as he calls them. But because he saw a clip of me on Shuey's Anonymous or somewhere where I said I wouldn't be playing portions of the tapes. I personally wouldn't play portions of the tapes where he's talking about family members, things that would upset his family. I just thought that was out of bounds for what we do. John said, you know what, for that, I'm going to let you off the hook, Lady K. As if John could easily sue me. He's just doing me a favor. He's just doing me a solid on this one. He's like, all right, you did something nice for me. I'll tell you what, I won't sue you for all you got. Like, you can't sue me for anything. He even said, but he did use the word salacious when he was describing the conversations, as if that is something you could sue someone over. It's not. He's so stupid. He thinks that if you hurt his feelings, he can then sue you. Lucy, is that true about the law in the United States of America?
Well, he can sue you. It
That's
just
true.
won't go anywhere, and
Yeah.
it will be a waste of everybody's time, but hilarious for all of us.
Exactly. Carl, I have a lawyer friend here in Ireland, and I'm sure laws are the same over there in the
Of
US
course,
of A,
yeah.
but you can't sue someone for that stuff. You can maybe get them told off, but you can never, ever sue them. So it's just like, so all they're doing... See, here's the secret. Don't let this go out. If you're paying a lawyer for a case, they will always accept your money, because that's how they earn. So just because a lawyer accepts your case, or whatever the term is, that doesn't mean they actually believe it.
Correct. The perfect example of this is the famous Lowell suit by Maddox and his attorney Landau, who accepted this lawsuit. He was suing people for $20 million a piece. It was some ridiculous, frivolous lawsuit thrown out with prejudice by a judge. But guys like my buddy Dick Masterson had to pay like $30,000 defending himself, getting an attorney, getting representation, doing all the shit you got to do. So yes, to your point, Lucy, anyone can sue anyone. That's not the problem. It's like, but is your lawsuit going to go anywhere? Is it going to be a good use of your money and time? And with John, I would just recommend that it's probably not a good use of his time. He has no understanding of the law at all. And you could tell based on that conversation he had with his attorney that he had to fire, or he fired him. Or the attorney's just like, Jen, you're a moron. What do you think we're going to sue these people for? Because they called, like, John tried to justify when he was on the show with, was it Clay Dabbler maybe? No, it might have been Rob Saul was actually talking some sense, where John goes, you know, Kevin Brennan called my mom a dumb C word, and therefore I decided to take a photo of Kevin's wife and post that on the internet. And it's like, well, that's not the same thing. Like, people can just call your mom a name. It doesn't do anything to her. You can't hurt her. When you try to dox people, that's a whole other thing. You're escalating things.
Not only that, but retaliation is never a defense.
No, it's the worst reason to do something. Yes.
Yeah, and that's literally what he's describing in all of those instances. He clearly has no understanding of how the law works. He clearly has no understanding of how reality works.
No.
And it's just comical to watch him try to explain it.
And when people tell him about reality, he hates it. It really bums him out.
Yeah.
The other thing that I heard today on the show, I was listening right before we started doing our show. He has Clay Dabbler on, and they're talking about Kevin Brennan's telling people not to super chat John. John's bummed out. His super chats are down. He's freaking out about it because he was so braggadocious just recently, talking about how he's making $17,000 a month. He's making the most money out of everyone in the Dabbleverse. He's killing it, all this stuff. And so now super chats are down. And so Clay Dabbler asked him today with a straight face, when have you ever talked about other people's income? And John's like, I don't. And if I did, it was a long time ago. How many times has John talked about my Patreon, talked about Shuli's Patreon, talked about our numbers going down, talking about not making any money, talking about he makes more money than these people? He's such an idiot. I almost felt like in that moment, was Clay Dabbler trolling John? Because Clay knows the answer to that.
He must have been.
Because John is so stupid, he has to be like, right, I don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Carl, there's no way Clay Dabbler has been setting John up for weeks.
I mean, I would hope that Clay Dabbler is a smart enough guy to realize, especially the way that John's treated him in this time.
Well, listen, you know the way Quadfather was 100% John's friend and was never had anything. I know the way people kind of criticized their falling out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've heard that Clay Dabbler is going to have a better falling out with Stuttering John.
He's going to do better than Stevie Lou did or Father. So John's freaking out about the super chats. I saw this in Dabblers Anonymous. I wanted to pull it out.
Okay.
Pull it up.
Could you close this? Could you close this window a second before you open it?
What do you mean?
Just so that I can make a point.
Oh yeah, of course. Buddy.
Okay.
You're the director of this program.
Okay, so they always say that the day after a person has done cocaine, that they have an extremely blotchy red face the next day. So with that in mind, Carl, could you play this clip?
I would be happy to. Let's see what
fucking Hellboy.
Let's see what our boy Johnny is screaming about in this one. This was posted by T Boner Rick Wisco or something.
That face is cocaine.
You jealous?
Yeah.
You sound very jealous over there.
I'm getting
You're
old.
gonna start putting shit with my kids. Good, I'll do the same to yours. But I'm not gonna. All I'm gonna tell you is this, very simply, because last night you did a show and you started telling your super chatters in a very passive-aggressive way.
This is about Kevin Brennan, by the way.
Why did you super chat that idiot? Kevin, don't fuck with my wallet. Listen to me very closely. Don't fuck with my income. I'll get back to Vince.
What a piece of shit John is. Yeah. Don't fuck with my income. Meanwhile, John was trying so hard to get my Patreon taken down and fuck with my income.
Yeah.
Rules are always different for him. It's amazing how that works.
You know what he sounds like? He sounds like that homeless guy who got their cake stomped on by Opie. He's like, yeah, I worked hard for that cake.
You're right.
You know, I did 2 hours for that $112.
He's got about as much to lose as that guy.
Yeah, and by the way, Stuttering John needs to remember they're not posting photographs of your kids because it's you. That's not why they're making fun of them. There's other reasons they're making fun of your kids. I'm pretty sure Kevin Brennan's a handsome old egg. Apparently his wife's very good looking. I'm sure he has good looking kids. No, I'm not gay. But with Stuttering John, like there's a big difference between your kids and a human's children.
I think that's probably true. Guys, we have the super tip system, supertip.gg/WATP. If you want to get in on the fun, you can choose an AI voice to read your super chat.
As I explained today, I want my show to be raw, or what others might call an unprepared shit show. I will, however, report your channel, get someone to alter your walking ability, proclaim to sue you, and at some point follow you into a new neighborhood. All that and more just because you called my show an unprepared shit show and that I might be shit for being unable to do an actual show worth listening to. Lady K, you're back on the lawsuit.
See, this is what I'm talking about. It sums it up perfectly. It's like John will watch this Point Dabble Point, be like, I'm suing you all over again. Like, you have no case.
I knew that I heard that he was putting you back on the lawsuit.
Yeah, I don't know what day it is. I can't keep up with it. But John, please sue me. I have FOMO. Like when I heard that he's not going to sue me anymore, and he's still suing poor Blind Mike, by the way. Something freaked him out about Blind Mike because he was talking about, Blind Mike played the tapes. I'm going to sue him. And then Kirk Minahan called the FBI on his show and proved that John has nothing to do with calling the FBI. And I think that freaked. I mean, you can give us a heads up, Hughes, if you can. And I think that freaked John out. And now he forgot Blind Mike's name. He never brings it up anymore.
I know. It was crazy how quickly he went from Blind Mike to nothing.
Yeah, now he gets nothing at all. And Mike has FOMO. I have FOMO from this lawsuit.
I know. I know. I'm a little jealous myself.
Well, Lucy, you're not going to be in the slammer with me and Rocco and Cardiff anyway.
Yeah, I know. I might have met somebody interesting. You never know.
No, I know. I understand that part, but you'll be the only one in the Dabbleverse in the women's jail, unfortunately.
Pass the fuck sauce and play that trumpet doody-doody-doo. Shut up, Frog. Hope you feel at home, Shuli.
Okay, thank you very much, KJ, for that. Oh, Pony Power is Pony Power, the person who made these great 3D sculptures for us, coming in.
Hawk to it and spit on that thing.
I am a very straight white man, and that is disgusting.
All right.
Hi, Pony Power 2.
I like the idea of You two talking to each other.
I do
Hi,
too.
my name is Chad Zumak, and I'm a comedian and YT broadcaster. I want to remind everyone that I exist. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not the joke of Florida. Watch my show. Watch me. Watch Kevin.
Chad is not a comedian. The only comedy is how bad he is at the thing he claims to be.
Chad stinks.
Exactly.
That's
I
impressive.
love it. I love it so much.
See how much fun you can have with this thing?
That's my
If you like my
favorite
art
thing.
room, you should see the room behind it. That's where I hide my secrets.
Okay. Very good.
Terrifying.
Sorry, I'm trying not to interrupt people as I play these. I actually have one of the complaints about the super tip system I've heard from people is that if you pay extra money, you can jump the line and just go automatically on a show. I have that feature turned off. That's not going to happen on any of the shows that I do, where all of a sudden we're interrupted by Opie screaming about doggy. Although actually, now I say that, it sounds kind of funny. All right, this looks fun. Hopefully, it's not doxing information.
Because of this, I will bring all your former lovers together, the ones you liked and the ones you hated. I will bring them around you in a circle, and then I will strip off your clothes and let them see you naked. Ezekiel 16:37. There shall be no prostitute of the daughters of Israel, neither shall there be a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Deuteronomy 23:17. But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent has already committed adultery with her in his heart. Matthew 5:28.
O you who believe, do not follow the footsteps of Satan. Whoever follows the footsteps of Satan should know that. He orders one to commit shameful acts and evil deeds. Had it not been for the grace of Allah upon you and his mercy, not a single person from you would have ever attained purity. We have committed to hell multitudes of jinns and humans. They have minds with which they do not understand, eyes with which they do not see, and ears with which they do not hear. They are like animals. No, they are far worse. They are totally unaware. Quran 7,179.
Yeah, usually producer Chris is funny. I don't know. I'm not understanding this Bible shit.
And more short-winded.
Yeah, right. He never talks that long. That's true.
Even AI, Chris has the best hair in the chat.
That's a good point.
So,
Yep.
apart from Kaylee, Lucy tonight, by the way.
No. It's
Tell
always
that English fuck you, Glizzy. I do have OCD. Obviously, chronically drunk.
There we go. There's another OCD. That's fun.
Shetwager, Lady K. Of course I'm running for office again, you dumb fox. What better grifts are out there for deadbeats than politics? Other than a cancer scam, maybe.
Yep.
Hey, Johnny, any chance you need a campaign manager?
Did someone say grift?
How are they doing this?
It's amazing, isn't it? It's great stuff. Supertip.gg/WATP if you want to get in on the fun.
Just wait until I release the recordings of me talking to John's mom. Kate, my dear Johnny had rough. He was bedwetter till of 9 age. His sister, Joyce DeVito, gave to daily swirlies.
That's hilarious.
That sounds like I wrote that.
Purple Monkey Dishwasher getting in on the fun.
Detective Cardiff here. After performing my intensive investigation on SJ, I can conclude he is, in fact, in Florida.
You idiot potato. He revealed last episode that he's in Florida. Catch up, Tater Tot.
I don't know about that.
Are you telling me that I wasted weeks of my life researching nothing? All those sleepless nights?
Nice.
Those tireless hours of research? All for naught? Oh, how foolish I've been. I need sit down and relax. Here we go.
Jesus Christ.
I've sat in my favorite chair, sipping my favorite beverage. What's my favorite drink, you ask? Well, it's none other than a nice, warm cup of cum. God, I love man milk. Slurping up the cummies. Yummy, yummy.
All right, there's a punchline. I like that. We got there, which is good.
I like the pause that Cardiff has. It's so perfect.
It's ridiculous. It was almost too much. Finally, it figured itself out there by the end. Rocco Orbi says, "Oh, hi, Lucy."
Oh, hi, Rocco Orbi.
Worst part, $2. 2011 Mercedes are great for towing boats. Yeah, that's another good point. He's got nothing that... He's landlocked where he lives. His house is nowhere near water. None of it makes any fucking sense what this guy's plan is.
Maybe he'll get sled dogs to tow the boat.
Possible.
Carl, have you seen where Stuttering John lives? Like, have you walked the walk?
No, I've not gone by his house. No.
Oh, you've got to do that. You
Yeah.
need to do your first IRL stream
Yeah.
walking to Stuttering John's house.
That's creepy. I don't like that kind of shit. Bone CK $5 says Lucy has 1,000 looks, but the box is always tight.
It's true.
Is it?
Yeah, men like change.
Bone CK is a legendary contributor to Beige Frequency documentaries. So I've just met a celebrity.
Yes, you have. And they didn't acknowledge you in any single way.
Most don't.
Clyde $10 says dismissing all of John's behavior as him being dumb is a mistake. Normal, well-adjusted people like Carl don't understand how malevolent he really is. Only cowardice and consequences keep him in line. You know, you might be onto something right there. He really is an evil motherfucker. You're right about that. And we're just like, he doesn't know any better. He does. He knows what he's doing, and what he's doing is trying to hurt people. That's a very good point. Thank you, Clyde. Johnny Russo is here, $5. When NBC was looking for the new host of Meet the Press, John tweeted NBC News wrote, "I'll do it." True story. Of course he did. John really thinks that he was going to take over for Howard Stern.
They're lost.
Anyway, Johnny, I have the book. I have the new Anthony Cumia book, Spare Me. People can go order that off Amazon or wherever you purchase books from. Check out Anthony's book. There's a great chapter in there about Stuttering John Melendez. There's one about Opie in there. And Anthony's not holding anything back. So I highly recommend it. Johnny did a great job of ghostwriting it. Oh, you got a ghostwriter with his name on the cover. Nick JR, $5. I'm out near Auburn. I consider going to Rochester nice. It is nice.
Especially compared to Auburn.
Wow, I'm not going to shit on Auburn. Don's been a member for 3 months. He says, love the braids. Lucy rocks.
Hi, Don.
Matthew Rowley, more talk about swallowing with Miss Tightbox, please. Yeah, you really did.
I gotta work on the.
You focus on that quite a bit.
No, don't stop.
Oh wow! Look at Christian taking a shot. Cardiff looks terrible. Sorry, wrong drunk potato. Damn! You got burned, son.
Yeah. Well, you know what? At least I've got nothing.
Husey, Oasis fan? Were they big in Australia?
Nice.
Hi, Tight's confused. Aye, nigh. It's the H-man. Aye, nigh. Is that what you go by, the H-man?
Obviously.
Yeah, that's the new thing I'm gonna call you.
Or Horseshoe Hughes, that's the other name.
Or
Jesus, look at this.
Annoying C-word. Salty Name Redacted says, Lucy looks like she smells like honey and vanilla.
I do. I actually just
can
did
confirm.
I did a perfume review that's going to be coming out soon. So if you want to find out what I smell like.
Oh no.
I know everybody here really likes to hear about perfumes.
Is that what you're doing now? Perfume reviews?
No, I was testing the waters with an expensive purchase.
Oh, you wanted to write it off.
Where could we find such a review?
You could find it on Once Over with Kaylee on YouTube, where I also do movie reviews and sell hot sauce sometimes.
But that probably cost us money to subscribe to that, though, right?
It would cost $0.
What?
What? So
that's almost worth it.
So you tell me I could just go subscribe right now and it would cost me nothing, even if I don't watch it?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking guy.
You're just upset he's not talking about your hot sauce.
I was going to say, when he's talking about hot sauce, it was funny and cool, but now he's just kissing your asses.
Blathering on.
And at which point does the perfume smell like?
All right, so I can't understand the guy in the bottom. Lucy is a smoke show. You're funny, Carl. Bill suck. Bye, Diggs. I love Lucy. Her looks, beautiful. Yeah, the Bills do suck. And Lucy's great.
Thank you.
And Diggs is going to have a fucking monster year in Houston. I'm not happy about it.
Hot sauce.
Now you're talking. Richard Lucas, $5 says, Lucy Longstocking is killing it today.
Thank you,
Lucy
Richard.
Getting great reviews. And John's Gimpy Halloween and this guy doesn't like me. he read John's Gimpy Halloween had super chat during the interview with his famous friends. This guy doesn't like me.
As if it was a surprise.
So
it was
funny.
so beautiful. That was one of my favorite moments.
Hearts Kaylee's laugh. SJ interviews equals him bragging. Yes, I noticed that as well.
Thank you.
How come there aren't any basketball Americans on this super tip system? I love Miss Tightbox. I want to help her into subspace.
That's a good point. We should get EDR on here for sure.
I am a dumb fuck. Why can I understand the dumb shit I do? Yes, I take it in the ass, doesn't everybody?
What about when Aaron Imholt says we're getting our shit pushed in when he doesn't hit the goal?
Oh, yeah.
We're getting our shit pushed in today. I'm like, that's a weird. I've never heard. Maybe that's a Minnesota thing. I've never heard
That's a
someone say
weird
that.
fudge packers. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, like you're getting ass raped.
You haven't heard about the news story that's coming out?
Oh, we got an exclusive. Give us the exclusive, Husey.
Yeah, but let's just say it wasn't just wife swapping. It was a Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
So
that makes nothing but sense.
I'm just saying.
He did say that Nick Rekieta is like a cult leader, and I've known a lot of cult leaders, guys like P. Diddy, get their dick wet quite a bit.
Yeah.
Speaking of basketball, Americans.
My Johnny is fan of the drinky. I make him drink his cores in the backers like animal. Kate, you know my roast beef is dry and droopy.
Wow. I like Kate. That's fine.
Carl, you have $10 I can use to buy a toothbrush and nail clippers from Pop. He'd be hustling in the shopping center.
Let's see what I can do, shall we? Oh, I owe him an email or two. I got to get back to him.
Just a reminder that PDP is not a clip show. It is a roundtable discussion. Now check out these clips.
Things evolve.
Was that also Pony Power 2?
That was me saying that.
Yo, I'm aware of who it was.
I use jizz in my lattes because it is cheaper than half and half.
It is. That's a good point.
How fast before Shuli starts doing super tips on his network?
Tukey does better Aaron Fake Angry Wrestler promos than I do.
I agree. That's another thing that I want to talk about. Tomorrow's WATP, a little tease for the episode tomorrow, is Aaron went through a whole new version of performative Aaron, where he finds out some news and he's so upset. Oh my gosh, the children. Is anyone thinking about the children? It's so fake and over the top. And also, Johnny Crutch's girlfriend dumped him with a text message while he was on air and he started crying.
Aw, buddy.
So I got to find that too. If anyone knows what that is, he can message that to me or I'll track it down. I don't know. We'll talk about that.
John only claims to have OCD so he can get Xanax. How long till he does a pill stream like Ethan Ralph?
Oh, good call. That would be amazing. He's been pretty close before passing out on the show.
I like Clay Dabbler's big cock in my butt.
Whoa. Did I say that?
Yes.
No, if I did say that, it was a long show. There's a lot going on.
About ye, Huezi, any chance ye could not shame us all and stay fucking sober for at least a puckin' hour? At's us nigh.
What say you, Hughesy, to Tom Myers?
No.
Okay. Oh, check this one out.
Juth do it. Juth hack 2 all on that thing.
I think that's supposed to be, just do it. Good try. You never know how they're going to pronounce these things, but I appreciate the effort.
If I could say one thing to promote your super tips and all super tips, you can get away with saying certain words that you can't say on super chats. YouTube has a terrible habit of censoring and updating their censorship, so super tips you can get away with more stuff. Thank you, Carl.
For more information on what you can get away with on Super Tips, visit at Husey Entertainment on YouTube. Check out that channel. Subscribe to that. That is also free of charge. And hit the notification bell. Then you'll know when you'll have a new video coming out from Husey Entertainment. What do you got coming out recently, Husey?
Most recent upload was about our 5-star review of the cinematic classic Unfrosted. It was fucking great.
Everybody's doing it.
Yeah, you're jumping on that bandwagon, huh? Praising Jerry Seinfeld for what a great movie he wrote.
He's a good Jay.
He's one of the good ones. Mr. Spittle, $5 says, I'd worship at the church of Tightbox. He who believes in Lucy shall be saved. Amen.
And at Dabblecon 2, if you want to, you can get a Saint Tightbox prayer candle so that you can worship anytime and anywhere.
Wow. We should make a deal. So if you buy 2 bottles of hot sauce, you get a discount on the candle.
Deal.
All right. Do you realize that I didn't put a discount on my stuff, but I'm putting a discount on your
we'll
stuff?
plan. It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine. I want people worshiping to me. It feels great, you know?
It does. We should start a cult because honestly, I pay way too much in taxes.
Okay, cool.
We should start a religion. Did I say cult? Lucy, you want to start a religion? You
Yes.
and me?
Yes, that sounds great.
Freudian slip. Is there a car alarm at your house?
Yeah, I have a
Susie?
window open here. It's very warm, and I live near Asians.
Always robbing cars. Dixon Cider, remember for 1 month. Forgive my naivety. I didn't realize that Rochester was a dangerous place. I have an Airbnb booked a mile from Carlson. Should I change it? Depends on which direction the mile is, honestly. If it's a mile north, well...
No, you're fine. You're fine. Carl is a wuss. Carl's a wuss.
No, hold on a second, Lucy. Let's talk about this. We both live in the city.
I
We know
walk
a
all
thing or
over the
two.
city all the time, and I have very, very rarely felt uncomfortable. There are certain places that I would not walk, but
Certain
within
places, most of the city.
I feel great. I walk around here all the time. I'm
How
fine.
often do you go north of the inner loop?
All right, well, that's the place
Okay.
that I wouldn't really go to, maybe.
That's one of the places. What about producer Chris's neighborhood just to the west of where producer Chris is hanging out?
I walk around most of that.
Anyway.
I'm bad at directions. Maybe I'm mixing up west and east.
The point is, Dixon Cider is if you're south, you're probably great because that's what I am. I'm about a mile south of the club, so that must be nice. If you're east, you're good. If you're north, and if you're west, so I don't know. I guess it depends on which direction you're in. Good luck. Hope to see you at the show. Hope you make it.
You'll be fine, Dixon.
High and tight $2 is EDR. I love EDR, but we need Bill Cosby on Super Tips. Oh, we don't really talk about Bill Cosby, but that's a pretty good idea. I would do that.
When you're in Rochester, you can always go to Leroy and visit the Jell-O Museum.
Well, he also was the spokesperson for Kodak, too. And so you
Yep.
can always go to the Kodak building. Buy anal ham sandwich with $1. Thank you very much for that. Wow. What a show we've had today. What a fun topic we've had today. It was Stuttering John Melendez. One of our favorite topics to discuss. And there were a couple other things that I want to talk about, like the tattoo.
I want to talk about it.
Okay. Lucy, you know a thing or two about tattoos.
That guy have 1 or 2 tattoos.
You do. So John the other day had this stain on his shirt, and it was obviously like a stain caused by something pretty thick.
Yes.
And he goes, oh, that's just sweat. And then even he looked over and he went, oh, well, I guess it's not. So I opined that he was dyeing his own hair again and that he dripped some of the hair dye on his shirt, and that's why that happened.
Carl is pronounced Nutella.
And then John came on his show and said, actually, guys, because he was trying to think up a reason why that would happen, he pulls up his shirt a little bit and reveals a little bottom of a tattoo and says, I just got a new tattoo. And that was what he said, the ink was bleeding through or something. Okay. So I have a feeling that he either like got one of those press-on things or just wrote in a Sharpie just to show like a little bit. Because then he turned it into a grift. He goes, if you guys want to see the full tattoo, you can super chat me.
Oh, good God.
But Lucy, have you ever had a tattoo and then it makes a stain on your shirt or pants or anything like that?
So I will say that if you heal things with stuff like second skins, that sometimes what can happen is all of like your goop gets stuck under the second skin.
Yeah.
And then when you take the second skin off, it will be goopy and gross. However, you would do that in the shower. Or a normal person would do that in the shower.
Whoa.
He doesn't shower.
There's showers involved now too? Fuck tattoos.
I know. It's very complicated, keeping them clean and like being responsible and not getting infected. So I would say it's possible that it's a real tattoo, but I think that more than likely you are exactly correct. It was Nutella or hair dye.
He's
and
lying.
yeah.
Husey, what do you think? You think John's lying on this one?
Why would
He's
I ever
fibbing?
assume that he's lying? If you can't trust Stuttering John, who can you trust?
That's a good point.
I actually think Lucy's lying, or Kaylee. But what's your name this week?
It could be either.
Look at the
Yeah.
screen.
All he's gonna see is Wolverine. That was dangerous, Carl. Why would you tell him to do that?
Yeah, I just looked at myself there instead. Deadpool and Wolverine out in theaters right now.
Yeah, you enjoyed the movie? It was good?
I'm not telling you.
I guess you got to go to @Husey Entertainment on YouTube to find out what he thinks about the new Deadpool Wolverine movie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what I thought of it from both times that I seen it yesterday.
You saw it twice. Did you
Yep.
like, pass out drunk the first time? It's like, oh shit, I should probably go see what happened.
Yep.
John O'Reilly, favorite place in Rochester is Susan B. Anthony House. It's a great place to be. And $5 from says, only fans of the future for sweet Lucy. Carol, I loved your collabs with Ant. Please do more. Also, I miss you roasting Opie and his podcast. Yes, we did talk about Opie recently, and it is sinking to new lows. So we'll get on that beat again for sure.
But to be fair, I've seen a couple of people say that you don't go after Opie enough.
Yeah.
But how? It's not even like a clip to make fun of. It's the show.
Yeah, it's an hour. It's an hour of him just reading the chat, not even super chat, just chat, and being the most boring, mundane person possible on the internet. Like, he is really sunk into a place. Even when he's hanging out with his buddies at the bar, they're so boring.
Yeah.
The one great thing, and I'm jealous of Blind Mike, because when I heard him playing the clips, I was like, he fucking scooped me on this one. One of Opie's buddies at the bar got some type of soundboard. And so they were like recording the show from the bar, and this guy's just hitting drops randomly and nonstop, and they're loud as fuck. And Opie was like trying to like not be like, oh, come on, man. So he's just kind of like letting him do his thing. It was so nonsensical. Like, none of the drops made sense with the conversation that was going on. I was like, okay, this is back to Opie form that we know and love. Just sucking at this. I hope he does more of that. You know what else I hope people do more of?
Yay, super chats.
Holy shit. CJ Ham coming at the end. I think we just hit the goal, everyone. Another win for the toe. $200. That's my biggest super chat to date. Thank you very much. CJ Ham, he says, hey, just do it. I got nothing funny to say for the show because I'm way behind the live, but check your email later, buddy. I love you, Dabblecon 2, baby. CJ Ham, I will check my email. Thank you very much. Thank you for the support. That means a lot to me and the show. And also, I think things like that piss off Kevin Brennan, Chad Zumach, and Stuttering John.
Yay!
So, yeah, I don't want to just brush by that aspect of it. That's also a fun part of this. And I would imagine that Aaron Imholt would be annoyed with this too, because it usually takes him 3.5 hours to get $200 towards the goal. So thank you very much.
No fudge packing for you today.
Bob Sacamano. Yeah, I'm not getting my shit pushed in, which is nice. Another $14 for the hair dye goal. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Aaron should have more fun with the goal. There should be different items attached to it. Right?
Yeah, if I can get the 150, that'll be ice for my fist that I shattered on April's cunt face.
I don't think he would use that per se, but I know we're spitballing. There's no wrong answers in a brainstorming session. I get you, buddy. We'll come up with something else. High and tight, $2. I take Cosby back. We need Frenchie. Oh, yes. Yes.
No.
We do need Frenchie.
Welcome to Pure Genuine, where we dive into authentic experience like never before. Yes.
You guys.
Yes, it's your host right here, Frenchie Hana. Yes.
Yes, you guys. Yes. Oh, that's a good call. We do have to get Frenchie. AI Frenchie out here. Bob again says, Lucy, blink twice if SJ is calling you now and you need help.
He never does anything to me. He's never interacted with me in any way.
That's surprising.
I know. I think that he might realize I'm smart.
Maybe the... All right. She got one in. She got one in, Hughes. You got to give her that. That's pretty good.
I wasn't listening. But have you ever like tweeted him?
Every so often I'll tag him in something. I usually, yeah, I don't do a lot of tweeting about him. I recently tweeted when he got served. I tweeted that super early the morning that the service apps were filed. And then people tag him in it, so he sees that I'm tweeting.
Oh, okay. New thing. Hold on. I'm sorry, Hughesy. Hold your thought. I don't want you to forget it, but I just had a brilliant idea. Your Twitter is Once Over Kaylee.
Yeah.
Cayley.
Yep.
Once Over Kaylee. Everyone tweet at John with photos of Kaylee and say, this chick wants to fuck you so bad. It's all she was talking. I was just watching her stream, and she loves your celebrity. She thinks you're really funny and witty. She's going to be in Florida soon, I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
And Kaylee, not to be a prevert, but you look very nice tonight. So if you sent him a photograph, even publicly, saying hot for hard Stern stories and saying, oh, the gym work's paying off, I'd say he'll be in your DMs before the box office results of Deadpool and Wolverine have been officially released.
Compliments could go a long way with him. I'm
looking forward to my first real interaction with him. He has finally stopped calling me a biatch, and he said Lucy Tightbox one time. So he's learning who I am.
Maybe someday you'll be in a lawsuit.
I want to be.
Someday you'll be named in a lawsuit, Lucy.
I
If
cannot...
that is your real name, Miss Tightbox, I will sue you.
I can't wait to see him try to name Lucy Tightbox in the lawsuit, thinking that I'm a different person than Kaylee, since he already thought that me and Mint Salad were the same person. So
that's right. Yeah, it confused you too, which I can see how that would happen.
Carl, just quick question about Mint Salad. Would you?
Not for me.
Yeah, agreed.
But I love Mint Salad. But my buddy Riley is dating her. Master Blaster, $5 for the goal. Oh my, hello to the cutie in the corner. You know who I'm talking about. Thank you, Master Blaster. That does go to the goal, but actually YouTube takes their cut, so we're going to call it $3 towards the goal, but thank you anyway. Appreciate it. Mookie Sticks, $5 says he was probably aggravated while yelling at his computer while pounding his shoulder with a marker that didn't have a cap. That's also a theory. I can't say you're wrong about it. I wasn't there. I don't know.
Juth do it. Juth hacked 2 all on that thing.
Okay, you gave another. Oh no, that's the old one. Here's a new one.
If we don't hit the goal, I have to go back to servicing truckers in the restroom at the nearby Love's truck stop. I can't take any more of Andy Harg.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for the support. It's been unbelievable. We appreciate y'all being here. Whoarethese.com is where you can go to find all things about Who Are These Podcasts. Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts still. Who Are These Podcasts? You can find it on there. We put out 2 episodes every single week that's completely free. And Lucy's on there a lot. Hughesy's on there here and there, some. But check that out. And, of course, I ask you all to look into coming down to Rochester August 16th and 17th for Dabblecon 2. We're going to have a blast. We got live podcasting. We have the roast of the Dabbleverse, which is going to feature all the guys from Uncle Rico. Tuki's going to be on there. I think Vinny Paulino's going to be on there. Anthony Cumia, myself. That's going to be a blast. We have the Dabby Awards. Oh, what else do you need to know? The Dabby Awards are going to be fantastic.
Amazing.
What I need to know is where can I buy some hot sauce?
SilkCityHotSauce.com is where you want to go for your Rochester hot sauce. Not better than buffalo sauce, just different. I don't want to offend Michael P. anymore than I already have, God forbid. All right, we got another super tip that came in here at the last minute.
Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. We'll figure this out. Just do it. Us do it. Just do it.
Stuttering John is a true friend to the LGBTQIA+ community. We face daily violence by having to hear hurtful words.
That is true. That is very upsetting and very hard to get over. Master Blaster, fine, you cheap SOB. Yeah, well, that's $2. I'm going to count that as $1 towards the goal. Sorry. I gotta look at what YouTube's wetting their beak over here. All right, once again, Lucy, thanks for coming on. Once Over with Kaylee.
Thank you so much for having me.
the movie review podcast where it features the lovely Kaylee.
Yes. And I saw, I forget, I think it was asking about OnlyFans. I don't have one of those, but I do have a Patreon where you can see me do things like play with Stuttering Johnson and review popsicles. And I will have a butt plug review coming out soon.
That's right. We got butt plugs in the mail for WATP.
Can I show it?
Yes, please do. Find our P.O. box on whoarethese.com. Send us hot sauce and butt plugs and drugs and everything else. Look at that.
Very nice. Jesus Christ.
Husey, you know you've made it in this world when you have your own podcast butt plug. Do you have one for Husey Entertainment?
No, but I'm definitely going to buy one of those.
I don't know.
It's
not for sale, Francis.
Yeah, I don't think Kelly really plugged the Patreon enough. If you want to see her using butt plugs and vibrators and dildos, go to the Patreon right now. I know I'm going to. I know Carl wants to watch me watch the Patreon, allegedly.
It's not my thing, but you say so.
That's not what the word is.
Dang Lizard keeping the streak alive. I don't know if we saw him yet tonight. So that's a euro from Dang Lizard. Thank you very much for the support. Always good to see Dang Lizard.
Dang Lizard is Irish. I could just tell.
Do you guys have euros?
Down south they do, where the Muslims go.
Okay. I don't know that. I'm not really studying what's going on in Ireland these days.
No, but Kelly, do you not remember in the private chat that Carl said give Ireland back to the Irish?
I feel like I recall something similar to that.
I've been typing a lot of spicy political messages in the private chat.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait, I wrote
Haven't
that.
you seen him going like this?
That was me. Jesus. I really have been drinking.
Yeah. In Hughesy's defense, you're 6 hours ahead of the rest of us. So you got to start this a lot earlier.
Plus 10
you're an
years
alcoholic.
racist.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Husey. I don't think it was going to get better anytime soon.
Nope, that was going downhill very quickly.
But check out at Husey Entertainment on his YouTube channel. Lucy, again, thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you again soon. We got an Ice Dope show coming up August 4th. If you are in Western New York and you want to see the band that I'm in with Lucy, we are performing at Beer Park August 4th. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's all ages. It's free. We're playing from 2 to 5, and it's a very cool venue. It's a lot of fun. They have like 80 beers on tap there. They have food trucks.
We've done similar shows at this venue before, and like during like the earlier shows, and they have been just such a blast. So I cannot wait for it.
I can stand upright. Producer Chris has his faculties to him. It's great. We play early shows. So excellent. Thank you again. And thanks for everyone for being here. For Shuli Agar, Adam Hughes, and Lucy Typebox, I am Carl Hamburger saying, see ya!
Point Dabble Point. A Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.